Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful night tonight. So, it looks like, according to my OBS, this time I didn't drop any frames during the loading screen. So I think that bodes well for our stream today. Glad to see you guys return. Good to see you here, Action Productions and Russian Bro. I hope you guys have been having a good day so far. I did some tests and we reset the router, and it turns out everything's fine again. I don't know what happened earlier. I don't know why, everything decided to explode at the moment that I decided to stream, but, you know, it is what it is. But we came here for a purpose, and that purpose was to talk about old cartoons and old licensed media. And one thing that I thought about, 1 + 1 = 3, right? Close enough, you know? I'm sure people have written proofs to prove that 1 is equal to 0, so I'm sure you could probably write a fake enough sounding proof to say that 1 + 1 is equal to 3. Though the 1 is equal to 0 proof is... It's very clearly flawed. But it's fun to trick people with, it's fun to play around with. So, you know, we count that as a statement that exists. But, you know, you can make anything equal anything if you try hard enough, honestly. Math is strange like that. You could try really hard and probably find some roundabout way to come to that conclusion. But as I said, or as I tried to show before everything went to shit, the game that I wanted to talk about, the game that I wanted to play, was Rugrats Search for Reptar. I also did some more reading on this game, as I was, As I was, doing stuff, I looked into this game. It turns out this game had one of the biggest advertising runs of a licensed game in that time period for no reason. They just put, several millions of dollars into advertising this, and, the only other game that was advertised as much as this was, a wrestling game. THQ really put their all into this for no reason, and it became a PlayStation 1 greatest hits. This is a PS1 game based off of fucking Rugrats. It baffles my mind that this was, and it's... I will not say that, it feels like shovelware. I'll say they did a good job recreating this, making it feel like if I were looking at this in, say, the late 90s, yeah, I would think this is a pretty faithful and accurate representation of the Rugrats theme song. It just feels really cursed to look at nowadays, because the concept of babies, I feel like recently with the way internet is, people saying things like "I'm baby," or people talking about mommy milkers, all that kind of stuff. People talk about submissive and breedable, all this kind of stuff has really ruined looking at media involving babies for me. It's very unfortunate. But this is Rugrats Search for Reptar. I feel like it was heavily inspired by the fact that a bunch of other collectathons had recently released at that time period. You know, this was released in 1998. You know, whoever isn't asking for mommy... Yeah, I had to deal with students talking about mommy milkers in class, the other week, and that was, one of the stressful... a very stressful incident. It's like towing that line where... There's that one article that was Teacher unsure how to write a student wearing hentai hoodie without admitting he knows what hentai is. That's where I felt I was at.
Either a lot of the puzzle pieces are missing, or it's the easiest puzzle ever.
God, that is such 90s cartoon humor. Stew. Oh god.
Okay, kids. Here.
I just... Early 3D models just definitely had an aesthetic to them that really just is unsettling. Based women in class. What I am fond of in this game, so here it says that you have to go around the house finding 12 different puzzle pieces. So very similar to in concept to in Mario 64, how you had to find the 70 stars, or in Banjo-Kazooie you had to get, I think it was 90 jiggies. Except it's on a much smaller scale. That, holy god, what the... I tried controlling with the analog stick, and wow, that was really bad. This is the game. You can see... I like the motion detection, just... I feel like, you know, like in Mario, right? You run into something, he kind of just like pushes his arms against it. Like here. Ooh, wait. You got climbing strats? I also looked up. Why do you waddle like a baby? Never mind. Why? I wonder, why does the protagonist of Rugrats waddle like a baby? Gee, I wonder. It really makes you feel like a baby when you run into a wall and you just straight up get the reaction to walking into a wall. So you have to go through the hub world, and in the hub world, there's a bunch of different things that give you sort of different activities. So, kind of like in Mario 64, how you'd go through like the paintings. Yeah, actually Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie also had the paintings, but Banjo-Kazooie also had like world entrances. But it's kind of neat how like they had these like different objects around the house that sort of relate to different activities. What the hell do I do? Do I run into it? Oh, we press triangle. It's like, it's a pretty faithful rendition of like the cartoon itself, and I kind of respect that, you know, that they take these scenes from the show and sort of put them in the video game. Because really, there's like two ways you can go about doing a video game based off of a show, right? You can make your own original story, like SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, or you could try to be faithful to a show. But like when a show doesn't have a plot, you just got to go for like going based off of different kind of episodic things. And we'll see an example of one of the missions in this game. I played a couple of other like games based off of TV shows, SpongeBob being one of them. I remember Rocket Power also had like a really bad PS2 game. Oh god.
I wish I had my glasses.
God. Help Chucky get his glasses back from Angelica by finding all the Rugrats babies hiding in places around the house. You know, you would think that like...
We should find glasses again.
Ooh, that audio.
Wait, what was I thinking?
You'd think Chucky not having his glasses on, like, I feel like a lot of games nowadays would make you like have like reverse controls. You wouldn't be able to see shit because, like, you know, Chucky has to have his glasses on. But holy god,
Is that you, Lil?
the collision is insane.
Tan.
What? We just have to tag them and you have to erase them? Oh god, there's no analog sticks here. Why do I keep on bumping into things?
On your markers. Get
This
ready.
is,
Go.
it's just fascinating. Like,
Gotcha.
one of the weirdest things about playing PS1 games compared to like pretty much every other PlayStation game released before, especially since I'm holding the jank is powerful with this one, yeah, especially like when you want to get around a wall but you're just so close to it, you just keep on bumping into it, and it's just, it very much screams very old Kusoge.
This is terrible.
Oh, what was I saying?
I'm not sure it'd be
When you're
better
playing
if
like
I
an
had
old
my
like a
glasses.
PS1 game on like a DualShock, the urge to like rotate your camera around with like your right hand is just so powerful, and then you just move it around, you're like, oh god, nothing's happening. Why can't I do anything? Please, I want to move my camera around. And it's really like one of those things you think about, like, how did we survive? How do we play games, like three-dimensional games, without having a proper camera button? I'm like, there we go. The R1 button, like, they had things like that, the R1 button, variable glue, the pre-DualShock, it really was. Welcome, variable glue. Thanks to see you stopping by. Like, I think the most common way of like dealing with like 3D camera angles was just, god, the jank handling was powerful within you. you get used to it. Holy moly. We can jump.
Somebody help
But the
me.
efficiency of modern game, it's just, you have to like rearrange your brain. It ruins your powers. Oh fuck. Every time I like edge a corner and the game's like, no, you're actually hitting the wall. Please. The camera controls, like, when you want it to like focus behind you and the game just says no. Mario 64 also, I feel like, suffers from that as well. But even then, at least it had like the C buttons. Getting so many of these biscuits. Cause like, with Mario 64, at least you could use a C stick or the C buttons. But even then, I get like so confused how people like play Mario 64 nowadays, because like there are some camera angles that the game just does not want you to work with. I love that licensed platforms are excused to recycle. Oh, it is absolutely the worst. Like, the way, especially when you get stuck in a part of a game for a while and they just keep on repeating the same line over and over again. Or worse, when you fail at the same prompt over and over again.
Here comes the
And they-
running
oh.
part.
Oh, strats, speedrun strats. Oh god, I'm getting stuck on the wall. I was like looking up like cheat codes and stuff on this just to see like what people were saying about the game back in like 1999, and people were talking about how you can do stair skips for this mini game so that you don't lose any of the races. Because even though there's normally fall damage in this game, the Elliot stream at 8 p.m. Welcome, Golden Kenji. Kenji, good to see you. Right, the rare 8 p.m. because I was really salty earlier today because I wanted to stream this at my usual time, but then God said, no, fuck you, fuck your internet, you can't do anything. But yeah, it's a different time than normal. His students are off for Christmas. That too. I have the freedom to stream whenever I want, which has led to me choosing to stream at the same time as I usually do, actually a lot earlier. But today, God didn't want me to stream, but I said I still want to stream anyway. Ayo, who's shitting in here? God, running into walls just feels so bad. Like even in like other like Banjo-Kazooie, I feel like even like you play some like a game like Croc or something, you just you don't get that same collision, and it just especially when the game has you react to like running into a wall and you're trying to change the camera at the same time, and you just get really disoriented. Oh god. Worser than usual. When Chucky said this is terrible, I really felt that. Like I said this morning, this is a game from my childhood. Hello? Can I tag you? This is a game from my childhood. Like I played a lot of this, and like I didn't have a memory card, so I had to beat this game in one sitting, I'm pretty sure. But like, it's another one of those things like, how did I deal with this? How did I deal with the fact that like just running into a wall makes you bump backwards like that? It's just, I talked about this before, like the idea that you think about like when you play a game from your childhood and you're like, wow, I was really good back then. I got so much worse at video games. Like, this is one of those moments where I'm just like, how the fuck did I deal with these shitty jank controls the whole time? Oh no, you put on someone's glasses when you don't wear glasses, asshole. You stupid fucking child. Why would you do that? Anytime I see students like trying to steal each other's glasses at school, and then they give each other headaches because they like can't deal with the prescription, man, like that's baby stuff, and I still have students doing that nowadays. So yeah, this is sort of the goal of the game, right? You gotta do all these different mini games, and you gotta do a Banjo-Kazooie-esque puzzle, because you know Banjo-Kazooie invented puzzles to progress through video games. You can't prove me wrong. There's no other video game that did that. Who was my favorite student? Oh, my favorite student of all time was when it was my first year of teaching. The shock that you had when finding out Croc was tank controls. Tank controls are a menace. But my favorite student was a student that I had in my first year of teaching who, he was very much a weeaboo. Like, I saw the kid, I saw that kid playing Grand Blue Fantasy on BlueStacks on his school mandated laptop. Like, that's when I know that kid was a real one. When he's playing gacha games in the middle of class on BlueStacks. Like, and he was like also really into like Persona and like other JRPGs. So it was like really nice to talk to like a student like that. Like to be able to like casually like talk about video games. And he was also like stupidly good at Smash 4. Because Smash 4 was what was out at the time. I was kind of miffed that he definitely smacked my ass in Mario. Like, worst teacher. It's not that he played gacha that made me his favorite. It's the fact that he was into like a lot of like that otaku weeb culture in a way that like I was. You know, like he'd play a lot of Fire Emblem too. When Fire Emblem Heroes dropped, we were like sharing our like the pulls that we got. We were like, yo, check out the 5 stars I got. It was fun to have a student to talk to like that. I was a little upset that he was a senior when I had first started teaching, because, you know, God, if I had started up an esports team and he was a freshman, that kid would have carried our school to like nationals. I'm pretty sure I can open this, but there's like a lot of different mini games right now. Let's look for another one. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite students. I have some other favorite students too that like you kind of just vibe with them, you know, students that aren't like students that really don't get on your nerves, students that just aren't a pain both in class and as like people. Like that was the one that I think I connected to the most. This one says hard. You know what? We're gonna do a hard one and see how badly, like, I'm gonna get destroyed by a mission titled as hard. To go on this adventure, you need more puzzling. Fuck you! This artificial progress. Alright, you know what? We're gonna go play mini golf. Because you know what? I'm pretty sure there was a mini golf episode, but I think what was one of the interesting things about this level that always stuck out to me, like, as a game. So, you know, shut up, Uncle Stu. So this was a pretty interesting mini game to me because obviously, yeah, you have this mini golf thing, and who doesn't love mini golf, right? But it like was one of the mini games that really introduced to me the idea of like secret objectives in games. I mean, like, yeah, I've played Mario before, and like there were, I want to hit the ball. I want to hit the ball. You vibed with the teacher in a subject that you hated and basically did nothing on. That was something, but I don't think that's something that should happen. Yeah, no. I also get that too, like, both the idea of vibing with a student who hates that subject, and the idea, like, that you basically did nothing. I don't ever think I let my students get away with doing nothing. But actually this year is a year that I've had students tell me that, like, I was really bad at math, but you helped me a lot because I really liked your class. And it's like one of those things that's like, you know, I never get any, like, Teacher of the Year awards or anything, or, like, any, like, special recognition, like, from, like, the administration or anything as a teacher. But it's always, like, really nice when, like, a student tells you that, like, they hated a subject, but because, like, they liked me or how I taught, that, like, it helped them, like, better understand the material. There definitely have been students, though, that I, like, especially, this is, like, very common with, like, my seniors. Like, when I know that a student has both no interest in math, and that math will not benefit them in their future, like, beyond, like, basic arithmetic, it's, like, one of those things where I'm not, like, gonna, like, bust them, because I know that there's a lot of things that are more important to them. So as long as they can, like, baseline get a C or D in the class, like, they're not gonna listen to me if I force them to. It's gonna waste a lot of my time for them to, like, to engage someone of that age into the material. And it's not like I'm giving up on them, but, like, more like they're old enough to know what they want to know and what they need to know. And I feel like part of that's just, like, understanding how to save time as a teacher. Like, what fights are worth battling, you know? Because, like, am I just gonna let this kid pass by? I don't think, like, if it was something like, you know, like in the earlier grades, right? You teach Algebra 1, you teach Geometry, there are these tests that students need to pass, but when they get to the senior year, and a kid that I know is gonna go into, like, what? Journalism? Or, like, I'm trying to think of other things. Like, they're just gonna go into the army or into the police force. Places where they're not gonna need to know, like, trigonometry. I'm not gonna bust their chops on that. It's just, if I try to force every student to learn at that pace, like, at that age, I know what's gonna happen. We're gonna spend, like, 2 more weeks than we'll need to on that, and that's just not productive. I'm not just gonna, like, harp on them, because it would get very tiresome after a while. So I definitely get why, like, a teacher probably would let you get away with nothing, especially if you hated math. I sort of see from the teacher's viewpoint there, especially if it was a class that, like, you know, like, for our school, right? While the state only mandates that you only need 3 years of math, we force every student into 4 years. And at the point that you're taking pre-calculus, is it? I mean, a lot of kids always ask me, like, when am I going to use this math? Especially, like, a lot of the freshmen. And for the most part, I usually have answers to them. But God, I could not explain to most physics students why they would need to use what they would need to do, because they're already set on where they want to go as a career. Like, a lot of kids know what they want to be. So if they know what they want to do, yes, no, pre-calculus will not be important for most of you. But for algebra students, like, they don't know what they want to do. There's a lot of different career paths where, like, that beginner level mathematics is going to be important. That's where I stand on, like, letting students get away with doing nothing. I'm usually a lot easier on, like, the older students with that. Alright, now if I'm not mistaken, after this hole, there's a lot of secrets hidden within these worlds, but there's, like, one very strange hole that had, like, very, like, ridiculous, not ridiculous, but, like, things that you don't expect to just exist in a stage like this. You're, like, in a mini golf stage. Yeah, they're gonna hide things around the stage, But like one of the holes like hid like an entire different level. Like, what was that? Why did they hide that there? And like, I think that's probably like what got me into like being very like interested in like games where like they hide secrets. Like I played Banjo-Kazooie a lot as a kid, right? I played Banjo-Kazooie a lot as a kid, and if you ever played Banjo-Kazooie, if you ever beat that game, they like hint at this thing called Stop and Swap, where they hint that there's these extra eggs and items that are in the game, but you don't know how to get to them yet. And it was supposed to relate to Banjo-Tooie, but people found out that there were like cheat codes in the game to let you access those items anyways, and like they opened up secret areas, and like that kind of like stuff hidden in games, or like not like hidden, but like things that aren't like very obvious at first sight, have always been like a point of fascination for me.
Did somebody say ice cream?
It's like, I feel like things like this always were like sort of what introduced me or like got me onto that kind of like sort of hint finding in video games. That's why like when I play like a lot of open world games, you know,
I didn't think so.
I'll play like open world games and try to like see if there's like hills or ledges that seem like I shouldn't be able to jump onto them, but like if I finagle myself just right, I can sneak my way up there. Like things like sequence breaking, all that kind of stuff, or like finding things that like seem on the off path. Like those things have always been like really neat to me. Is this the one? No. How many holes is this? I guess it's... I really just sat through this as a kid, huh? Like right now, this is pretty straightforward. It's a golfing minigame.
I really gotta change.
I'm surprised I had the attention span as a kid to go through all 9 holes of this golf minigame. Though if I'm gonna be honest, I feel like it wasn't me who played this. I'm like pretty sure that it was probably my brother that I sat through watching play this. Because that was like a lot of my childhood, you know, just... I never really got to play on the I never really got to play single player games myself because I was the younger one by a significant margin. So I sort of just had to get used to backseat gaming, which is part of the reason why I think I've always like been fond of like watching streamers a lot, because that's sort of just a position I've been in for a lot of my life.
Now where's that ice cream?
And it's not like I ever like wanted to play myself either. I kind of just enjoyed watching my brother play, so I guess watching streamers like I do nowadays is sort of just, I fucking hate golf, dude. I fucking hate golf. This game fucking sucks. How hard do I have to hit this shit?
You want a year's supply of...
I get that I'm a baby, but come on. No problem. Let's see. Oh, please. Oh, this is the worst. This is absolutely terrible. This is a trap. I shouldn't have tried to go for the straight shot. I actually fucked up. Can I launch myself out of here if I go hard enough? Because this is... That's just rude. Alright. We can meet par, right? We go straight enough? I go... I said... Yeah, I was more or less a class joker, like, not when I was like a little kid, but like, I think starting around like 7th grade is sort of when I started coming out of my shell, and like, kind of like, saying things out loud to be funny in the class, and like, I did it because people were laughing and thought it was funny, and then after a while, that only lasted for like a couple of years, because then I went to high school and I was like, man, some of these teachers are going to beat the shit out of me if I try to be funny, so I only continue to do that kind of stuff in specific classes. There were some teachers that like scared me, like not like scared me, but like I knew that if I said something like that, if I tried to like make a funny interjection, they would probably look at me and then like give me detention or something. But like that's why I'm usually like I usually like make bants with the I usually banter with the class clowns that I have.
This is kind of fun.
Imagine being judged for Actually, no, I do that. That is, in fact, actually what I do. Like, when a kid tries to be funny, I will actually usually attempt to make jokes funnier than what they said. And usually, they're usually big fans of, my jokes compared to the class clown. I will be lurking. Thank you, welcome. I hope your stream went well, Nix. Glad to see you here. It was really cool to watch you, do all that modeling and rigging. And like all the explanations was really fascinating too. I'm such a bad eye for art, so it's always really cool to see like art being explained in a way that like can make more sense to me.
You don't want all that
And
ice
this
cream anyway.
this is a level that I was talking about, right? We have a pyramid here,
Want some ice cream?
and like we could play this game normally, right? We could play through the game of golf, or if I'm not mistaken, I remember this like very, very, very clearly. Here, we can go into this pyramid. Imagine being outside our teacher gonna look. A lot of them let it roll off. Some kids do get upset. I have kids that like try to gaslight me and say that like they'll say that like my jokes were too mean when like they'll be like bullying other students, and I'll be like, kid, you literally were like making fun of every other student in the class. If you can't take what you dish out, and like not even take what you dish out, because I'm not even like being mean or anything. I'm usually just rewording. Yeah, actually, yeah. Especially the kids that like, okay, this may be controversial, but like there are some kids that like have like I heard about a kid from another student, the student that I have, right? This student like went into a teacher's classroom because like he has like seniors in his classroom for lunchtime because they want to chill, not in the cafeteria. Oh shit! I earned a puzzle piece for getting 14 cookies. Cool. We take that. Let me just place that John right here. Terrific. Anyway. Oh god. Get out of here. I don't want to get hit. But yeah, like like the seniors were joking around with each other, right? And this kid who was like a freshman, like a twerpy freshman, like starts joking around with them in a very rude way. And the moment a senior like fires back with a light jab, he like starts crying and starts calling his mom. Like I cannot stand that kind of like, really, if you're gonna try to play that game, at least be able to handle some modicum of like banter. It's just like the worst. Like, how did you end up in a way that you want to be rude to everyone, but the moment someone is rude to you, you just start crying? I just don't get that kind of thing. Yeah, and there are enemies in this game. There are other levels with enemies, and you'll see a health bar. And the death animation in this game are like, not the death animation, but like when you lose all your HP. Always like unsettled me as a kid. God, oh god, now I can't get out. But yeah, I think it's really interesting how they had like this entire pyramid hidden in a level with a ton of Reptar cookies. Now I just have to figure out how the hell I get out. There we go. That explains why self-professorship are actually, yeah, exactly. Like people, it's that like kind of people who like, they'll always like try to brush everything they say that gets people upset off as a joke, but the moment someone fires back at them with something like not even half as powerful, like a third of the power or a fourth of the power, they'll just start crying. And like they'll get like super defensive, you know, they can't roll with it. And it's just, man, I don't want to be mean, but that's pathetic. Especially at the adult level, like when like older people aren't able to do that, like they get like really worked up. Like, I don't want to be mean, but then if you can't be, if you want to be mean, then you shouldn't be trying to be mean to other people. If you want to jest around and say it's jokes and then not be able to take what you dish out, come on, what are you doing here? How can you be an internet tough guy without having the actual tough guy, without having the tough guy parts filled out?
I can do this.
All right, I think, God, if I fail this, I will actually go insane. Something tells me that I'm gonna actually like miss both these shots, and it's just gonna be really embarrassing to watch on stream. I'm really good at golf, by the way. We're on par. Look at the good side. What's the good side? If you failed, it's good. Exactly. Throwing for content, as they say. I'm not actually bad. I just wanted to throw because it would be funny. God, this isn't like, I don't think this is a specific theme from the game. But like hearing this music is just so wildly nostalgic. It's a good tactic. This is a viewer retention. It baits people, you know. It keeps them on the edge of their seat. Am I gonna fail a kids game? This game, not only is this a kids game, this is a mini game that the game rates as easy. This isn't one of the hard mini games. Clickbait, not clickbait. Teacher fails simple game for little kids. You haven't failed the kids game yet? SMH, are you even trying to incline if you're not failing at kids games? Streamer isn't bad at video games? I wanted to be able to do a funny zoom in effect, but I don't think I have the duration of that set to be quite quick enough. I was trying to mess around with my new fancy stream deck that I had gotten for Christmas. The zoom is a bit messy. It works, kind of. I can't do it too fast though.
Good job, kids. Now I'm gonna get you all the ice cream you can eat because it's free.
Me too, dude. Imagine if you got free ice cream. You know, I hate when I go to a place that like advertises all you can eat, because almost more often than not, the all you can eat required or is like about like 2 servings of that. But like 2 servings of that cost less than the all you can eat. And 2 servings of whatever they have all you can eat for is usually what makes me full. So I always feel like I get ripped off whenever I go to like, whenever they have like bottomless fries at like Red Robin, and I can't eat more than a 2nd serving because I feel like dying afterwards. And I'm like, man, it's all you can eat, but my body is so weak. She got sick eating too many cookies. Eat all the cookies before she can get any more. Yeah, it pretty much is, right? But for the people who have like bottomless pits, ooh, get all that bottomless stuff. I'm just weak. Throw the box to the baby with the air above his head, and it... Oh god.
Hey, throw it.
Oh shit!
Over here.
This is actually like a kind of intense minigame.
Hi, babies.
Like, I'm not gonna say it's hard. Oh, I was using the analog stick, which is like mapped incorrectly. I think it's a pretty neat minigame actually. This sort of monkey in the middle minigame.
You can run, but you can't throw.
Oh god. Oh god, wait. Oh! Why does she walk so fast? It's actually like scary how fast she runs. Nice try, dumbass. Fucking mind of a baby, idiot. She craves the cookie.
It's for your own good, Angelica.
God, I feel that though, like, when you want to eat more cookies, but then you know your stomach hurts. And like, God, stomach aches from sweets are some of the worst stomach aches. Like, because you were having such a good time eating the sweets, and then your head just hurts. Like, you get a headache from all the sweets, and then you can't, like, you don't even, like, want to eat anymore after that. It's just pain. It's just all pain. Why, wait, there are stomach things from things other than sweets? I mean, there's, like, stomach aches from, like, eating too much, I think. I think that's, like, a common one. I'm trying to think what else gives you. But yeah, it's yeah, it's so common, you know, because sweets are just so enticing. And how do I deal after I get like a stomachache from sweets? I just drink water, and then I drink other sweet things like sweet tea, and then realize, oh god, this is gonna make the stomachache worse. 7 Voyages of Cynthia. What is your favorite kind of student in general? Oh, my favorite kind of student. I see. It's like my favorite student archetype. My favorite kinds of students are usually the, it's so hard to say, because, like,
This is my mommy and
I've had
daddy's room.
a lot of students that fit various types of, like, sort of, like, different, like, student attitudes and student learning styles. Obviously, I like working with students that are quick learners, because you don't have to, like, explain too much to them. But, like, it's not just that. I like working with students that ask a lot of questions. I think the students that ask a lot of questions are, like, probably my favorite to work with, because they just are engaged with you, you know? They're interacting, they're, like, they're making what I do feel more worth it, because when they ask a lot of questions, it lets me know that, like, there's something going on in their head, that they're thinking about, like, what I'm teaching in a way that isn't just, like, yeah, that works, that's how it is. They're asking, like, why, they're asking, like, even the students that ask, like, when am I gonna use this? I love coming up with explanations for, like, when certain, like, mathematical concepts actually get used. Because it's a valuable question, you know? Like, why the fuck am I learning Algebra 1? Like, what's the point in that? And so I think it's just... Oh god, I hate that mission. I'm seeing that name, and I'm just remembering that I didn't like that mission as a kid. But yeah, I think students that just ask questions.
This is Grandpa's room.
The multiple, No, yeah, when will I use X is probably one of the most common questions that I get. Which one is this one? But it's just one of those questions that, like, it's a very valid question. I have also had questions like, Professor Ambrose, why are we learning this? And it's like, I do always love giving, like, the historical explanation. Oh, Magic, welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. And thank you for reminding me to stretch. You can see that we are no longer a PowerPoint slideshow, though the game kind of is because it's a PS1 slideshow. But I always love giving the explanation, like, the really real explanation of why do we learn Algebra 1? Guide Angelica through the alien spaceship to a shuttercraft so that she can escape. Is that the TV remote by pressing triangle? Oh shit, we got real action games in here. But yeah, like talking about like the existence of new math and how how like America wanted to like put a lot more focus on like high-level algebra and calculus in order to have people who are like better able to like build spaceships and that kind of stuff. Oh shit! Wait, what the fuck? Wait, I'm packing heat! I'm packing heat, dude! Is this thing dead? I kinda went off. I don't know what I was supposed to do, actually. I don't know what that did. And I ran out of lasers. That might be a bad idea.
Don't these alien spaceships got back doors?
So that wasn't anything important. I just wasted all my ammo. Sometimes it's worth it. Right? Oh, you only have to shoot them once. Holy shit, I'm so good at video games. I'm so good at figuring things out. Anyway. Looks like we just gotta roam the spaceship. Blat! Y'all already know I got the MF thing on me. Oh god. I think I'm almost out of batteries. Can someone please give me another battery? Like, I would appreciate it heavily if I could just get out of here. Like, I feel like this is a very... You wasted 90% of your magazine on one... I'm pretty sure I wasted more than 90%. Ouch. I definitely am just losing a lot of my HP by walking through things. Not cool, not cool. And these batteries don't respawn. Huh. I definitely did waste my entire magazine on a one-shotable enemy and cannot find any batteries. Uh-oh. Get away from me. Oh god, wait. There's a battery here. There's a battery here. Get the fuck off of me. It's okay, because this is medium difficulty. I have an excuse if I die. I don't deserve any more magazines. That's fair. I definitely just fucked up hella hard. For no good reason. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I will say, it's absolutely fucked up that these things respawn. There is no reason for these enemies to respawn. Like, okay, the ammo is limited enough as it is. Why do they get to respawn? Oh god, I forgot. We weren't locked to the ground. Okay. We got a battery. I'm not gonna lose at a kid's game! As you can see, I'm a good class joker. I would think so. I feel like I can always appreciate a good class joker. Like, a class joker who, like, knows when to lay off the jokes. Like, someone who knows how to read the room. Because there are so many students who just cannot read the room. And, like, it's fine because, you know, you're a teenager. Like, when you're a teenager, sometimes you just don't really register that you probably should stop joking. Ow, fuck. Get the hell off of me. Let me get strapped the fuck up again. But it's like one of those things, you know, like, I don't blame students for not being able to read the room well and, like,
there's gotta be some way out of here.
Going, like, way overboard or, like, getting obnoxious with their jokes because it just is a thing. Wait, am I? Is this where I was supposed to be?
Over here.
Shush you. Oh, God! Wait. I don't even remember what this episode was. Okay, look. Don't be mad. Did you make a teacher cry, Russian bro? Did you ever have to make one of your teachers cry? Because that's definitely something that I've heard happen to other teachers. I don't think I ever was involved in making a teacher cry, but I definitely saw students that, like, bullied the shit out of like, a long-time sub relentlessly, and I felt really bad. Unless it happened privately, but I doubt it. Like, yeah, like, unless you, like, made them cry, but they didn't do it outwardly.
This is cool.
This is surprisingly, like, decently constructed, aside from the fact that there is no good camera control. You may push the boundary a bit if the joke is good enough. No, I get that too. I definitely get wanting to push a little bit more for the sake of a joke. Am I out? Give me my damn puzzle piece.
Really cool.
When did they go to space? You know, this game is actually like, we're almost halfway through the game. Like, I guess I understand now, like, how I was able to beat this game as fast as I was. You've had a teacher cry in class once?
Look at this amazing.
Yeah, I've definitely had and heard of teachers crying in class before. Man, it feels like bad, especially as a coworker, to hear about that happening.
Now, where did
I once got like really upset at a class. Oh shit. I once got like, you didn't care because she was bad and pushed her agenda in class. Ugh. Try to force her ideals on you.
Or is it down?
No, I definitely got really upset at a class once because like,
Hey, it worked.
it's like the weirdest thing that happened. Like, I had students that like,
Hard to get on the floor.
we were trying to get these kids to pass like the Algebra 1 state test because it was a graduation requirement. Comments about your profession. No, that does not bother me at all.
I don't think I like it
I mean,
here.
I'm a student. I've been a student before as well. I know both about good and bad teachers. And bad teachers definitely get what's coming to them, even though your father was a teacher too. Yeah, exactly. Like, because everyone has had their like run-ins with good and bad teachers. It's just a normal like thing, you know? Everyone's had experiences with it. You're gonna get what's coming to you soon. Nah. I think as long as you acknowledge the good teachers you have and also understand that there are bad teachers out there, it's just with any profession, you know, like understanding like the good and bad in it. Cause God, there are some really bad teachers there. I know a lot of people have like told me like horror stories of like teachers that get tenure and just don't do anything afterwards. And I just feel so bad for them, you know? Like, I know that it's settled down more in recent day, but like tenure, right? People would always talk about how like teachers would get tenure and then just immediately stop doing anything or like stop being like good teachers. They would like do the same things that they always do. They wouldn't like change anything up. Or they would be like the kind of teachers that would be like, yeah, read from the book. I'm gonna fuck off and sit on this chair. There's a PowerPoint that you can look at. Good fucking luck, kiddo. And then give you a test that has like nothing that they learned in class on it. And they're like, you should have learned this. And no, you didn't teach us that. And I don't know, like, there's just so many. Teaching as a profession is just so broad. There's so many different people who get into it. And some people definitely don't get into it because they like working with kids. I'll just say that much. Like, I feel like that should be a prerequisite, that you should not hate working with students. Because there are teachers that, like, even nowadays, like, I'll be in staff meetings, and, like, the amount of blame that, like, some of these teachers put onto students, like, completely is just crazy. Like, why do they just, like, they say, like, everything is the kid's fault, right? That, like, they're not learning because the kids are just lazy, or the kids are just dumb, they can't do anything. Like, buddy, isn't that literally your job to make it so that they do learn things? I get that it's frustrating when students are, like, falling behind in classes, or, like, when students come from, like, schools that didn't teach them what they needed to. But as high school educators, it's kind of our job to, you know, teach them. Well, the problem is depending on where you are. Some people are required to teach. You don't remember the specifics, though. Ooh, that's true. I don't know how it is everywhere. I just know, like, here, like, you only get into teaching if you're, like, if you want to be a teacher. I know, like, there are some places, like, you know, like the Japan English teaching thing is, like, some people want to just go to Japan and think, I can speak English, so I want to go to Japan to teach English. But, like, if you're willingly becoming an English teacher, like, what is your deal? Why do you hate kids so much? Why do you just put all the blame on the kid? Like, if you can't deal with kids, like, if you cannot deal with that demographic, then why did you become a high school teacher in the first place? What is your problem, dude? Why do you have to act like this? Because, yeah, I totally get that. And, like, I've heard the stories of, like, people who would, like, want to go to Japan, teach English, and then just teaching like sucks their soul out because they're not ready to like be a teacher. And it's just a thing that you have to think about, right? That everyone learns at different paces, and if you don't think sex pet's God, right? It's just only go into a teaching job if you're ready to work with literally anyone, because you never know what kind of class you're gonna get. And I've had classes this year that like really have thrown me for a loop compared to some previous classes I've got, but like it's one of those things that like it's gonna happen to you and you're gonna have to know how to roll with it. Like, I'm not certified to teach special education, but apparently you don't have to be certified to teach special education in order to be put into teaching a special education class. They can just do that when they feel like it, and good fucking luck, buddy. And if you don't do anything according to the accommodation for the 20 special ed kids that you have, I hope you got tenure then. And even if you've got tenure, I hope you've got some good damn good excuses for why you're not teaching properly. Because God, special education is just, it is a whole different world, and it's you have to like reframe everything that you know about teaching, really. You're just not well paid, so there's, oh no, it is, they're actually, that's the thing that I've been talking about a lot with Wisteria. Like whenever like the issue, like the topic of jobs come up with other people, there is a teacher shortage everywhere, especially because things had to go remote. Like, because things had to go remote, like, so many older people who couldn't, like, work with technology, they just decided, yeah, I'll retire early because fuck teaching online. So now all the old people are out, and, like, there's so many new teachers that just don't know, like, they're getting thrown into the fishes. And, like, there's just so many schools now that are just bleeding teachers. All the old people are out, boggers! No, I've seen, like, so many people in my own school just, like, retire because, you know, they couldn't get used to, like, teaching with online teaching tools. But, like, yeah, if you want a job, being a teacher is definitely one of the easier professions to get into. Like, before, it used to be, unless you were going into, like, math or science, getting a teaching job would be tricky. Now, because so many people have left, the turnover rate is crazy. So, like, if you ever wanted a job, like, this is, like, the best time to become a teacher, and simultaneously the worst time. Because some of these mandates and some of the way things have been going, the back and forth and remote and in-person teaching,
This is my mommy and daddy's room.
you definitely have to be in the right mindset. Can I go to a hard mode minigame now? We can do a hard mode minigame. I'm gonna lose so hard. I'm gonna get my ass beat. We're gonna get creamed by a hard mode minigame. Because the medium one, we almost died. Now hard mode, what the hell is this? Oh, is this the one where we gotta play as the dog? Search the sewers for the missing doll Cynthia, but watch out for those rats. Use the floating boxes and rafts to stay out of the icky brown water. It will make Spike as sick as a dog. Eat crunchy bones will keep him healthy and strong. Oh, this is gonna be bad. I just know this is gonna be bad. Like, I'm controlling a dog, first of all. I'm not controlling something that's bipedal. Oh god, the jumping is really... Oh! I see why they rated this one hard. Because this definitely controls, like, dog water. All we gotta do is find Cynthia, though. Holy fuck! Excuse me? Bumping into poles hurts you? And also, you can bump into things multiple times. That is game design, fellas. You think controlling a dog would be easier than controlling... Yeah, you'd think controlling not a baby would be easier than controlling a baby. But no. This is a fucking PS1 game without DualShock that we're talking about here. Oh god. Let me just... I literally went in a circle. You're right, we do control dogs IRL. Holy fuck. Now this is tank control. This is like worse than tank controls, actually. If I turn like left or right, if I don't, I have to tap it? And even then when I tap it, it goes forward. Oh. I think this might be the first mission that we die in, because this controls terribly. Okay. Okay. Jump. Like, you'd think if I hold back, the dog would just walk backwards. But no, he just straight up starts turning around. This is some poor control schemes here. This is worse than controlling my... The controls in this game are so bad, I have an easier time controlling my classroom. What were they thinking? This dog minigame is absolute dog shit. I get my best AVGN impression here. The rats are just jumping on me. I can't do anything. There we go. Now we're in there. We're in that ass. Oh, I'm drowning in poop water. I'm drowning in the dookie. I don't know about other people. I feel like doing an AVGN impression. Gonna clip this and send it to my students. No! It's not the words that I'm saying that's like the worst part. It's the fact that they don't know I'm a VTuber. They can't know that. If my students ever found out that I was a VTuber, that would be like a grounds for instant graduation, I'm pretty sure. I would just quit streaming. I would have to like rebrand or something. I would, like, part of the reason why I became a streamer, let me up! Yeah, the actual speech was fine. I don't think anyone would be, exactly. It's not that, it's the fact that that I'm a VTuber. Please let me up. Holy shit, I'm dying. They might be surprised I didn't go harder. Honestly, I haven't sworn too much in front of my students, believe it or not. I've only sworn like a couple of times. And I feel like every time that I've like sworn, it has been warranted. Holy shit, wait, I can jump, I can move backwards by just jumping? Wait, the air control's insane. Oh god, let me up. That's how we gotta move here. The air control. Why is the air control way better than the ground control? What? Why do I have so much better control of how I move in the air? Like, no, that's fucked up. THQ, you were out of pocket for this one. I cannot. With like these kind of controls. Oh god. Like, why is that a thing? Also, I see why this was rated hard. Holy fuck, this minigame controls so poorly. It's not hard because, like, the platforming. It's hard because how the fuck do I move? Sensei only mildly dislikes us. He doesn't hate us more than he hates this shitty game from the 1990s. Nah, it was the worst. I think I might have talked about this on stream before when my students had found my old YouTube account. And that was a trip because, according to my student, he only subscribed to my YouTube channel. He didn't pay any attention to the social media links, which that would have actually been a nightmare. If any of my students ever found my social media links, like when I wasn't a VTuber, I would actually just die. If they had just seen like the kind of shitposts that I make, like, like as like a as a real person. Yeah, I really did luck out, honestly. I blocked them immediately, and no one ever talked about any of that again. So either they know, they just didn't tell me they know, or they don't know anything. And I've never been followed or anyone, so if anything, the students are at least smart enough not to blow their cover by just following me on on like any social media. But it's okay, because that Twitter account is more or less defunct ever since I became a VTuber. Oh, this is actually... I thought this minigame couldn't get any worse! Can I just jump over this? No. Wait. We have insane air control. Fuck. We haven't stuck in the water long enough for me to start taking damage. So that's good. That's good, at least. It's just... This could be an actually, like... I would actually be fascinated if, like, Nickelodeon went to, like, the producers of all their old games, because this game is like, this game wasn't like unknown. This game was a greatest hits PS1 game, which speaks for something at the very least, that their multi-million-dollar ad campaign for this game paid off. But like, I feel like this game could be a lot more solid if they expanded the number of puzzle pieces required to beat the game, and also gave you a proper working camera and made this dog not control like the way it does. But like, I don't know. I literally could, what the fuck? Bumping into a tire takes your HP out too? Why is this game so janky? Time's running out. Race around the garbage dump and find Cynthia. No way. They cannot give me a timed mission on top of all this. There's literally toxic waste here. They literally put toxic waste in this garbage dump. This is the worst. Sorry, kid, you thought that was bad? Timed mission, what the fuck? Literally found it in like 10 seconds. Get me out of this mission. I only almost died. What a stupid minigame. It could have been worse if they like hit it like very far away, but they chose to like put it in the area that was like literally adjacent to your starting zone, which, you know what?
This is my mommy and daddy's
I'll take
room.
it. I will absolutely appreciate them for that. Let's see. I feel like I remember the Toy Palace one and it not being that bad. I say this and then it's gonna turn out being the worst. It's very possible that it could be RNG. I wonder, like, because there's a speedrunning community for this game. This game can be beaten in under 30 minutes. And I'm wondering, like, which minigames do they play? Because I don't think you have to play through every single one of them in order to beat the game.
The Toy Palace is closing in 5 minutes.
Oh, this is literally just Toy Story.
To the front of
This is Toy Story 2.
Sorry,
We're in
kids.
Big Al's
Looks
Toy
like we have to-
Warehouse.
Hey, the Wee Willie Warp Time Translator.
Anyways, be brave and work your way through the darkened store to find Tommy. Watch where you walk, getting too close to certain toys will frighten Chucky. Fuck this minigame. Fuck minigames that happen in the dark. This might be a Rugrats minigame, but I am still afraid of the dark. Don't tell anyone, I am not a coward. Okay, wait, it's not dark. At the very least, it's not dark.
I'm not scared to get around here.
Oh, he just gets scared by things that walk past him. You know what, Chucky? Me too. If I were in a toy store late at night, I would absolutely shit my pants at, like, things just, like, moving at me. Get the fuck out of here! Oh god, my combat rating's impeccable. Oh shit!
I'm not scared to get around here.
Fuck me, dude. Acting brave for all of about 2 seconds. Please stop spinning at me. Give me my cookies.
Hey,
So anyway,
I'm
how
not
do you feel
scared to
about people
get
liking
around
Go and
here.
Deshi Quest? So I haven't been able to catch a lot of Deshi Quest because I had been working for a lot of it. But I will be honest, I am very fond of Go being dressed up as Amelia Watson for like the entirety of this Crimson Christmas. I think, fuck you.
Which way now?
I think Go has been doing a very good job leading the charge here. I'm excited to see how it ends. Today was definitely scary. What the fuck? Why am I losing HP? I voted to keep Nico. I don't think I saw the vote for
I'm not
Nico,
scared to get around
but I would
here.
what the f I would literally die for Nico, so if there's ever a question like that, the answer is always going to be yes. I would absolutely vote to keep Nico. That boy deserves to be protected at all costs. I fucking love him. I think Nico is probably my favorite of the yokai, actually.
Which way now?
Followed by probably... Did I win? Is that it? I didn't even see Tommy. Collect the Reptar boxes and place them on the... Reptar... What? The boxes are hidden all over?
It's Reptar, the meanest, greenest dinosaur
doing-
around.
You thought people didn't like Nico? Redeem summon yokai once in the chat. Oh, that's sad. It might be that people... I don't know if it would, like, be, like, people, like, not liking him. Maybe, like, not knowing what to say to him. Because, like, you have someone like Go. Go is very easy to chat with and make fun of because he's a fucking Genshin Impact Sword Art Online enjoyer. Very easy to dog on him. But I feel like Nico is very, very connected
Careful,
to
Dobby.
Congo's lore. I goddamn hate this shit. Look at this precision platforming. Ugh! Super Mario 64 has nothing on these controls.
Reptar will save us.
Holy moly. Reptar ain't gonna save anything. I can't even get to Reptar. also give me that cookie. What?
There got to be
Let me see.
some way out of here.
God, imagine you're like a baby, and you're trying to find your way out of a toy store, so you like just start stacking boxes. Like, that's what you have to do, because where the hell did my dad go? Is it fine? I don't mind. It's not like there's
Look at
a
all
lot
this
of big
stuff.
discussion going on right now. Usually it's like, if I'm like in the middle of something, I usually like try to not. But I mean, if that's where the current conversation topic has gone, then I don't have a problem with
Look
it.
at all the toys.
And it's not like chat is especially active, so it's
Reptar will
not like
save us.
a problem that I have. Like, if someone were to be trying to talk about something else, it might be a little weird, but like, go for it. Let me see. Oh, God! My man is hulking out right now. Get me the hell out of here.
There's nothing
Alright.
to be
There's
scared
no
of.
way that gorilla can get me right here. Give me my Reptar box. Let me pick this up.
Careful,
Is Colin the least
Dobby.
popular? Is he?
Look at all the toys.
That might be possible. I feel like because he's
Ow!
too roundabout and like charming and like seems like he's always up to something, I should say. I could see why.
Reptar will
Also,
save
people
us.
might think that the breathy inflection is a little weird. I'm fond of him though. I really enjoyed
Reptar will
his
save us.
lecture with Kenji. The service
Ow!
lecture I thought was really funny. Wait, what am I supposed to do here? Oh, we need another box. At least one more box. Let's find another Reptar box in a place that I can actually jump to. If anything, I
Look
think
at
my
all
least
this
favorite
stuff.
of the yokai is probably Robo-Congo, if only because I am not a mecha person. Which might be sacrilegious to a lot of people, but I don't know. I'm just not into mechas.
Reptar will save us.
Like, I think his robot impression
Look
is
at all
very
the
funny,
toys.
but at the same time, I don't know. I just am not much of a mecha person. I think they're cool. And that's
Careful,
about it.
Dobby.
Like, yeah, I love giant robots, but that's it. I also have caught the least amount of content involving
Ow!
Robo-Congo, so that's also another part of it. That I think I've just seen more things with
There
everyone
got
else.
to be some way out of here.
Oh god. They not only have one gap jump, but two. We're like oh, okay.
Reptar will save
God.
us.
We survived. We survived, and that's okay. That jump wasn't bad at all. I think
Reptar will save us.
we only need one more. I can't get up this, can I? God damn it, Tommy. Why can you not
There's
jump
nothing
at
to be
all?
scared of.
Do I need 3 boxes for that? That looks like a really tall thing. I'm gonna be absolutely miffed if I need 3 boxes for that. I'm also sad that I can't do a pull-up to get there. He handles like a small baby. God, it's almost as if he's a child. It's almost as if he is a baby. I'm baby? I'm glad that bumping into the wall doesn't actually reduce my health bar, because that would be a nightmare.
Look at all the toys.
That would be stressful. Jump! God, fall damage exists though. But, holy moly. Like, these things here. Wait, who's your
Reptar
wife
will
again?
save us.
I need to go in. My wife is Wisteria. She does not have her own Twitch channel. Oh god, please don't ask her if I'm baby. I think she will beat me if someone random goes and asks, "Is Elliot baby?" She'll just be like, "What the fuck was he doing
Look
today?"
at all this stuff.
Actually, she knows that I'm streaming this today, so she'd probably just be like, "How did he end up in a conversation like this? What led to this question being asked?" God, why was that jump so hard? Why was that jump harder than like some platformer jumping things? Please stop climbing on it. There we go.
Look at all the toys.
It is a baby game.
Reptar will save us.
So, like, it's expected, right? She can't blame me for me saying I'm baby when I'm playing as Tommy, literal Tommy Pickles. Alright, can we? Are we free? Let me just... There we go. Okay, I don't get what was supposed to be hard about that one. I wonder if just anything that has enemies is supposed to be hard.
Yeah, Reptar.
Enemies without enemies without ways to fight back, I guess. Because like the Angelica one you had laser guns, you were strapped up. But here you just have to run from everything.
Tommy, Chucky.
God damn it, Stu, why are you such an incompetent dad? No, I can't be mean to Stu. That man made chocolate pudding at 4 a.m. all for Angelica. You know what? That's such a classic video. Stu, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. What on earth are you doing? Making chocolate pudding.
You're sure you...
I just love that. And all the edits of it. I always think of the Gurren Lagann edit of the chocolate pudding one where they just put both the dub and sub version of the final scene from Gurren Lagann. It's just such a ridiculous scene, but all the edits of it are just fantastic. Angelica wants to take Tommy's chalky milk. Drink all the milk before Angelica can get any for herself. Run away from her and press triangle to throw the bottle to the baby. This is the same thing as the cookie mini game.
Some fine ball playing from this young team.
Oh, you
Over
just...
here!
Oh, Tommy has to drink it all.
Over here! Watch the bottle!
Wait, why won't it... Why can't I...
Throw it!
Stop!
Or mine, baby!
Is it a mash? Oh, you have to mash!
I was interfered with!
This is... Angelica literally just wants to eat.
Hey, over here!
Wait.
You babies
Oh,
is
shit.
red meat!
I'm mashing! Oh! Why is Angelica's walk speed so terrifyingly fast, too? Like, there's no reason for her to walk this fast.
Where do you think
All right,
you're
all right.
going?
She thinks. Yeet! You stupid idiot. You're like a baby. You're like a child. When you see food, you literally go this... just walk with an incredibly high speed. You got 3 Reptar bars? Is that not enough for a... Okay, cool. I was about to say, if I didn't earn a piece off of that, I would have been a little miffed. This game is, like, surprisingly short. Which I know it's a kid's game. And, like, still, I feel like if I was a kid and I got this game and I beat it in, like, an hour, I probably would feel pretty miffed. And it's not like I'm, like, speedrunning this or anything. I haven't played this game in ages. I'm doing all the hard ones, too. Like, some of these kids could have gone to some of the easier minigames to beat this faster. Why is he jumping Jehoshaphat? Fudgy jiggling bars. I only think that because I'm wrecking those children. You're right, I'm a real gamer. These kids weren't real gamers. I feel like I did beat this really quickly as a kid, or my brother beat it quickly as a kid, I should say at least. I feel like it didn't take a long time. I think we did skip a lot of the hard ones though. I think we only did like easy and normal minigames. And maybe like one or 2 hard ones. I think you had to do at least one. Alright, get me out of here. Work your way to the back of the grocery store to help Tommy find the Reptar cereal. Reptar posters will help you find your way. Press square while walking to pass safe over slippery areas. Carefully hop from one feed. So we're just getting food, right?
Larry, Steve, clean up
That's like a weapon. I'm pretty sure they're just throwing shit at us. Like, imagine you're a baby left unattended, and like, a vending machine just like throws out gumballs at you and you just take damage from them. Like, I would be upset if I was like a little kid and like the gumball machine just threw shit at me. Like, that's not supposed to happen. I get that I don't understand how the world works, but I think I know enough about the world as a little kid to know that shit shouldn't be flying out of gumball machines. Also, getting a running jump is actually a nightmare. Do I have to literally... Yeah, you can't get a running jump. You literally have to stop and then press the direction and jump. God, this game could use a remake. Like, I wonder if this game is powerful enough to have that sort of like nostalgia feel, you know? Because I feel like I've talked to at least more than one person. No, I don't think I want a remake of this. Rugrats is way past being relevant. SpongeBob got away with getting the remake because it had both the very, very thriving speedrunning community, and also SpongeBob still goes on now. Rugrats definitely deserved to end when it did. Oh, Nix! Welcome, welcome! I didn't realize that you were done streaming. Oh, I hope your stream went well. I hope you were able to teach the rest of everything that you were teaching. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Glad to see everyone here. Let me shout out Nix. So they're very wonderful artists. He's been doing some teaching today, talking about how to cut a model properly for a Vroid. And if you've ever been interested in like that kind of stuff, like how to properly like cut a model, or like a lot of stuff like in the way like the lighting and the art go into it, absolutely check out Nyx's most recent stream, and also just follow Nyx because he is just an incredible artist. He's always here supporting me too. Just gotta give back, you know. He's always been, you know, there for me. But thank you. So let me say welcome to the Raiders. Welcome. Sean Hakaga, Sublime Code. Hello Toku, we give him water. Welcome. I hope you guys are all having a good day. I hope you guys all enjoyed Nyx's stream. Right now, what I'm doing is, actually I should introduce myself. To introduce myself, if you don't know who I am, my name is Elliot Ambers, and I am a teacher. I'm a scholar. I do fortune tellers. I do fortunes as well. Oh god, that's what I think it is. Raina, I hope you know what this game is. I play a lot of strategy games usually, but this week I have a bit more free time, so I want to do a couple of more games that were like more related to my personal life. So today I'm playing through a game that I played a lot of as a child, which is Rugrats Search for Reptar. And tomorrow I'll be doing like Ring Fit Adventure because I got a capture card recently. But usually I play games like Fire Emblem, Advance Wars, a lot of strategy games, turn-based strategy games. And yeah, I also do a lot of singing, and I also do fortune reading. And I'm about to start up Japanese lessons. I've had that in my bio for about 6 months, and haven't done a Japanese lesson in a while. But we're gonna start those up again soon as well. I hope you guys are having a wonderful night though. I hope you guys enjoyed Nyx's stream, and obviously, feel free to lurk, chat, whatever. I know it was a long stream. Nyx had just been going for like 5 hours, so 6 hours. So, thank you all for stopping by and paying me a visit. I'll take a sip and let me stretch. So, to explain what this game is, right? This is Rugrats Search for Reptar. It is a game that was released in 1998, and I'm pretty sure that this game was released as a sort of like attempt to compete with like Super Mario 64 to sort of cash in on like the game's success, right? It's a collectathon. It's a 3D platforming adventure where you're supposed to collect a bunch of an item. In this game, it's puzzle pieces. Not too different from Banjo-Kazooie. You don't see it? Me at the hours usually. Yeah, what's up, Sora? Glad to see you here. I was actually supposed to stream earlier today, but my internet was like super bad. I went into my loading screen and I was dropping frames during my loading screen. So I was like, uh-oh, that's not working. So I decided that I would stream later today to make up for it. But I hope you're having a good day as well. My internet was such a rebel, yeah. We reset the router and everything is completely fine now. My left foot just fell asleep. That's not great. Haha. Don't you just love when your feet fall asleep? It's only a little ticklish. How does Reina, if I could answer to you why Tommy Pickles is able to have these insane hops, I don't know. Just what? If I was a baby and I was trying these feats of acrobatics, I definitely would have hurt my head more times than I could count. I never actually, okay, I can't lie. I have fallen on my head before as a child, but not like as a 1-year-old. I was climbing a tree when I was, I think I want to say 6 or 7. I definitely was in like a small, like 3-foot tall tree at the top of it, and I fell out head first. I don't know how I didn't come out with any sort of injury. Ooh, 10 reps, feet. We'll do something with legs. All right, I'm gonna get my ring con. We're gonna do some fine grades here. All right, wait, let me see if this works. There was a setting that we had on VTube Studio. I was talking with Kenji the other day about...
Clean up on aisle 8, Larry or Steve.
Let me see something here. Because I remember I was talking with Kenji earlier about a setting that we messed around with, and it's actually kind of funny. You guys are going to get to see all the funny things here. Let me see, body stiffness. There's a setting that was like really funny, and it like gave us like fake movement, and I want to find what it was. Because there's a saying that if you move in a certain way, it'll actually like make your legs move. I can't find it. I might have to ask Kenji. Maybe hitting my head increased your IQ. realistically, how likely is that to happen? You could be a 150 genius on an alternate reality. Are we gonna get buff gym streams with buff Elliot? We will get at least buff streams. We'll get fitness streams eventually. Tomorrow, actually, not eventually. Where is it? Oh, face tracking. Oh, I can't find it. Let me see. Keep hips mostly fixed. I'm gonna talk to Kenji afterwards. I'm gonna make sure that it's at least set for tomorrow, because what it was that, like, if I would go, like, to the left, my legs would move. If I would go to the right, I would move. And if I, like, look downwards, there we go. Wait, if I do... I can do squats on stream! Yes! We're gonna do 10 squats, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not actual tracking, Nix. It's, this is built into VTube Studio. It's if your body shifts, I think it's shifts downwards. The baby's doing squats too. If you shift downwards, then... Let me just make sure. If you shift downwards, the model will squat. I think if you look upwards, the model gets on its tippy toes. So, it's like fake tracking, but it'll work for tomorrow. And if you move like left or right, the legs move as well. So I'm excited to do that tomorrow when I stream Ring Fit. I'm also excited to stream Ring Fit tomorrow because, unlike a lot of other Ring Fit streams I've seen, and this isn't like a bragging thing or anything, I just literally own the game. I plan on starting Ring Fit from one of the later worlds because I'll have like all like the exercises equipped. So I want to like do redeems where like people can force me to equip certain exercises. I'll tell you guys all now, I fucking hate squats. If you want me to hate you, just put on as many squats as possible, because I'm going to be going at intensity 30, because I don't love myself. I haven't played Ring Fit in so long, but we die like men. Don't skip leg day. It's not that I skip leg day, Reina, it's that I do every other leg exercise that isn't squats. You know, like the thigh compressions, the, there's some other ones that I have like go-to leg exercises because the squats in Ring Fit Adventure are hell. They make you hold a squat down for so goddamn long. It's ridiculous. Wait, I'm schmovin'. Wait, he got some air off of that. Watch out for Larry and Steve. Pistol squat redeem. Elliot, you need to do squats in a... I can just do leg presses at the gym. God, the amount of time they have you holding squats just feel so bad. Especially on intensity 30. I will cry. And it'll be content. Watch out for Larry and Steve. Keep them while pressing triangle to toss pies and the left and right button to aim Tommy. Oh god, this is awful. This is the worst crosshair I've ever seen.
Hey!
Hey!
You get him!
What the fuck was that minigame? I couldn't tell how I won. I'm not gonna tell you why you should squat, so please... No, I know why you should squat. I understand how many of the important muscles that squatting does for you. I just don't like doing them. And Rob Bull, welcome. I hope you're having a good night. Welcome. Welcome to the classroom. Also, Mexican Pan, welcome. What the fuck is a pistol squat? I don't know what that means. Oh, there are aesthetic reasons. Ah, I see. Gotta back that ass out. Back up that ass too fat, as they say. Watch out for pinchy things. Lobsters on the loose. Unopened cans may be used to tame wild lobsters, but open cans will make Tommy cry. Press circle to pick up cans and try... This seems like a bad minigame. This seems like one I don't want to do. There's something... No! It's alright. I've definitely said worse things from songs to my students before. Teacher admitting he hates you? Boring. Nobody cares. Teacher saying back up that ass too fat? Now that's the scandalous stuff. That wouldn't get me fired, but it would get me a stern talking to from administration.
Ah! Lobsters!
Oh, fuck. Get that shit out of here. Oh god. Why is it so hard? Do I have to hit all the
Like an
lobsters?
avalanche.
What the? Oh god. Oh god.
Pinchy things.
This is the worst minigame ever. There we go. I'm like losing HP rapidly. I'm pretty sure. Oh god! Get me up! I'm about to die! Get me out of here! I'm in hell! I'm in hell! I'm in hell! Oh god! Go! Go! Jumping is so bad in this game. Go! Ah! The graphics are so real. They're not inaccurate to the actual game, to the show at least. I feel like they were pretty faithful, at the very least. I think they did a good job of imitating the style of Rugrats. Where the fuck do I go? Alright, buddy, it's just you and me. Let's do this tango. Do I literally just have to stand still and not press any directions to throw? That didn't work. Fuck. Yeah. That's why, like, licensed games, for what they're worth, they were fun because, like, especially if you like the TV show, it was, like, nice to see, like, a lot of your favorite characters and, like, a lot of the scenes recreated in the game. It's just a neat thing to see. And I think they did a good job of recapturing a lot of those scenes faithfully. I don't remember a lot of these episodes, though, if I'm gonna be honest. Bonk! Get the fuck out of here! To be a literal infant lost in a grocery store and pinched to death by... Literally, that's actually horrifying. Like, okay, I get the other things, but Grandpa literally takes Tommy to a grocery store and he literally has to fight things off with cans of fish. Like, what the fuck? Are you serious? He's using soda... No, I think it's soda cans. He's literally chucking soda cans at these things. Where am I?
Did I do that?
What am I supposed to do? Am I taking damage?
I'm gonna make it! If I don't fall down.
God, the jumping in this game is actually a nightmare. This is the most irresponsible. Yeah, the other one was just getting lost in a toy store at night. Okay, I get it. That's not great, but it's also a toy store. There's nothing lethal in a toy store, except I guess the giant gorilla. This cartoon, Mero, welcome. This cartoon had a game. This cartoon had multiple games, actually, but this is the one that I remember playing as a little kid, which is why I'm playing it right now. We're living our childhood. One thing that I always think is interesting as well is, back when I was a kid, right? What the fuck? Get me out of this. Oh, fuck. Am I just taking damage over time for being in slippery water? I'm in soap water. What am I, a gamer or something? This is hell. But yeah, I always think about how, like, TV shows would, like, not frequently come out, right? Like, I remember when, like, Rocket Power first aired, and they were, like, talking about how it was gonna be this new cool show. And, like, I remember when, like, Fairly Odd Parents first aired, and, like, the pilots for new shows. I remember the Soap is Lava parkour. I remember, like, seeing all these shows debut, and, like, you know, you think about, like, shows being revealed nowadays, right? You think about, like, anime and how, like, anime comes by the season. But, like, back then, like, what the fuck is this? Are you serious? This is just eggs. This is fucked up. Why are the eggs being launched out of these egg cartons? Like, what is happening here? Okay.
Eggies.
Naughty eggies, as opposed to the nice eggies?
And me without my bottle.
Oh, God. Yo, what the fuck is this? This is lethal. Why are these things opening and closing? No! Get me out of here! What the fuck was that? That was horrifying. Oh no, poltergeist. Like, the eggs was one thing, but this is the most irresponsible one so far. Look at that Reptar sprite. That Reptar sprite looks really nice. To get to the Reptar cereal, Tommy first needs to get past the boss lobster and his bullies to throw the switch. God. Go for it, Mero.
Monsters aren't gonna stop me.
Alright. Boink! I have, like, no HP from... I have no HP just from... Get me out of here!
Take that.
Wait. Let me climb this first. These lobsters are bullying me, and I don't appreciate it. Get the fuck out of here. I love how things just die. Like, the way you kill the lobsters is just so dumb. You throw the can at them and they just evaporate instantly. Yeah, get hit. Get hit, dumbass. Get hit,
That's
dummy.
like bowling for lobsters.
Okay, this is a boss lobster. I don't think I'm being threatened. I'm less threatened by the boss than the actual enemies that I was dealing with. What is this boss fight? Oh god! Giant blue lobster?
You.
So like, why is it? Marrow, that's apple juice! You can't just say that about the bottle! That is not a piss bottle. Stop! I think I'm harming it. It's making sound effects. So I think it's taking damage. Like, I think that hit it 3 times. You think the content... I think it's just a yellow from a... Yeah, the bottle... Yeah, exactly. The bottle uses a tin. That is not a piss bottle, Marrow. Like, am I hurting this thing? That being said... Piss bottle.
Ow!
You're right, I did take damage from standing on soap. Wait. Oh, I see what we're supposed to do. I am hitting it. However, what we gotta do... Psych, get the fuck out of here. I'm in. No! I'm getting stunlocked! I'm getting stunlocked! I'm getting stunlocked! Oh god, I almost got stunlocked by the crab! What the fuck? Did we just kill that thing? Aria, welcome, welcome! Deserved. Felt. That was absolutely fucking wretched. What was that bottle? It is not piss, Pan. It's milk, it's milk. God damn. It's a bottle of milk. Alright, alright. We're almost done with the game, actually. But I do want to show off the other minigames just to see what hell young Elliot had to go through as a child. Grandpa is the one who took us to the store, Reina. I think you missed that part. Video games in the current year don't hit like they used to, right? That's why we had to play shitty PS1 games of licensed video games from incredible TV shows. Okay, we can't see the piss bottle again. I think I gotta find another minigame.
Popcorn.
I'm pretty sure the store opened. Fortune reading. Romance. I need to know if 2022 is gonna be the year. Alright, Yusha, we'll get to a romance reading once I'm done with the stream. Once I'm done with the contents, I will do a fortune reading for Yusha's love life.
Popcorn.
He just deadass teleported. So younger Elliot was a gamer? I was always a gamer. There was never a time where I wasn't a gamer. But yes, of course, Yusha. He just, like, Grandpa took you to the store, and then he just disappeared like a very irresponsible adult. I think this one is a race. Grandpa's teeth. Just straight up taking his dentures. Elliot does, I do readings. They're fortune, they're redeems. They're always active. I also plan on doing a tarot reading stream on Saturday. I want to do a stream where I do fortune readings for everyone's whole year. I was inspired by Mio from HoloLive because I remember back before I started streaming, she did readings for all the HoloLive members for their like how their year would be streaming, and I want to do that for everyone, or even if you're not a streamer, just doing like readings for the year. Me to redeem for the New Year's reading. For the New Year's reading, it's gonna be I'm gonna put up a post on Twitter, and I just want anyone who wants a reading to for anyone who wants a New Year's reading for their like year, just to like reply to it. Or if you come to the stream, then you could also just redeem it there, and I'll also do the reading then. So the ones for Twitter is just gonna be so I know who wants the reading, so I know what to mentally prepare for, and some people can get readings later on. Thank you for reminding me to take a sip, Aria. Was that satisfactory for you? I made sure to gulp. Thank you, Aria. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yes, to make the streamer pee on stream by redeeming 100 subsecti 100 years of piss! That is not a pee bottle, by the way. The bottle is just tinted. I think we have to find Grandpa's teeth because somehow he lost his dentures. We could also just find cookies. It's like if Super Mario 64 had the 3D motion, but none of the good jumping action. Oh, so the long fortune redeems typically are just one per stream. Just because they end up taking like 30 minutes. But I believe the medium and small ones are also should be redeemable as well.
Which way
It
now?
usually takes a lot of mental capacity to do a long meeting. Oh shit! What the fuck is that? That's a goose! But yeah, on Saturday I will be doing a lot. All the readings on Saturday are going to be 10-card readings for the whole year. Untitled Goose Game. Found it. You think you need a career one? Of course, of course, of course. Why is Grandpa like this? This was Untitled Goose Game before Untitled Goose Game came out! What the fuck? It's actually fucked up how the goose just comes at every corner. Like, I'm pretty sure it's just spawning there. What? It's just spawning there! No! Oh god, I'm reversed. Will I be alright? No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It makes up for the fact that I don't get them too often anyway.
Don't be scared,
Yeah.
Chucky.
This is just Freddy's on Crack. Rugrats is a horror game. There were like a bunch of like in the dark scary ones. There's another one that I haven't done that like you're in the dark and you have a flashlight and you have to like not die. I'm not ready to do that one. Excuse me. Where the fuck do I go? The goose T-pose response. I'm pretty sure it only also activates at a certain distance.
Don't be scared,
Like if you see him from a distance, you'll see the goose T-posing as well, which I think is extra funny. Say no more king. I'm always
Got to be some way out of here.
they're scary. I guess learning about a possible fortune future ahead of you can always be a little unsettling. God, why? Nowhere near as unsettling as these geese.
Come on, Chucky.
I feel like
Which
I went
way
through
now?
every side of the maze, but that can't be possible.
Tommy, help!
Chucky, Chucky, you can handle it. Chucky, you got the hands. You gotta fight them for me. Gooses, geeses. The plural form of goose is geese. Therefore, the plural form of moose must be meese. Yeah, I think the gooses are definitely a little bit scarier.
Come on, Chucky.
Where the fuck are your dentures, Gramps? Mises. Mises. Mies. Alright, that's... Wait.
Don't
Yeah.
stop.
Alright.
No,
Give me my
Tommy.
cookie. Oh god, I'm getting sunlocked. I'm getting wallbang. Oh, I'm getting wallbang. Oh god. Nah, I was running for the cookie. And we got a health cookie as well. We're more than fine here. Okay, there's a rock. We're gonna go right.
Run, Tommy.
The dentures gotta be around here. The dentures are not here. Am I about to get sunlocked? Oh no! Only belongs to you downstream, but you want one for
Here,
the
Spiky,
state of
Spiky,
person?
Spiky.
If the future holds crumbling events like last time. Alright. I'll make sure to do that as well.
Stop.
Punch him.
For me,
God, I wish
Tommy.
I could do melee combat in this. I really wish I could just throw hands with these geese. Oh, we survived. Hey, look, it's Spike. He looks funny. He's got big teeth. Him got funny teeth. Ride on Spike to chase the goose and save Chucky. Chucky is literally getting attacked by geese. Guide Spike safely to obstacles. Press X to jump over. Get the fuck over here. Oh god. I hate races. Wait. Is this like I have to survive?
Giddy up.
Because I've definitely caught up with this guy at least 3 times at this point. Yeah, nice try, asshole. Good job jumping over that bench. I saw you clip through that. Oh god. My game lagged! I got frame drops! Not fair! Not fair! This is unfair! Why did my game drop? Holy shit! Chucky's scream was like blood curdling. Sorry, Chucky, but the Reptar cookie's more important. Remember the jump tech! Oh, you're so right. We discovered that there was jump tech in this game. Running jumps are actually dog water. You gotta do standing jumps to survive in this game. in this environment. Or you gotta run from a very far distance. Like, your jump goes so far for no reason. Whoa! Okay, we got 12 cookies. At this rate, we might get 14 by the time we get to the end here. God, imagine your best friend is just getting, like, carried by a chicken. Oh, fuck. We're playing shuffleboard with this goose now, aren't we?
Maybe I can stop back with these things.
Yeah, I would say poor baby. He literally got carried, like, a mile in a goose mouth. Save Chucky from the... You left our buttons to aim Tommy and press... Oh, we just have to not hit Chucky. Easy. Wait, can I... Oh, get the fuck out of here. Idiot. Oh, Chucky! Chucky! Chucky definitely almost bit the dust there.
Goosey,
Why does Chucky only have 4 HP and the goose has 5? Excuse me, that's a little rude, don't you think? Oh god, aiming in... Alright. We're gaming. I was gonna say, why does the goose have more HP than Chucky? I guess Chucky is kind of not really resilient. Like, his defense stat is definitely way lower than a goose, but, like, still, come on. Holy god. The voice actors for Chucky screaming? How was their throat after the recording session there? Imagine hitting your friend instead. Imagine I just hit Chucky 4 times in a row instead of hitting the goose at all. A2, Tommy. His teeth. Ooh. And we did it. We fixed his Reptar puzzle. Terrific. Thanks. That's it. The game just says fucking terrific. But then we get a funny minigame. That's the end of the game. The goose level is asking for league level You have to fucking... You have to, like, fucking...
Hey, you found all your
lead all your shots like an Ezreal skill shot.
Good job, kids.
But now it's time to go.
What the fuck? My Zatsudan music's been playing the whole time? Are you serious? That's fine. That's fine. It adds character. And now we are in the credits minigame of Search for Reptar, which is titled Reptar 2010. Which I love this. I love the fact that it's called Reptar 2010 when we are currently in the year of our Lord and Savior, 2021. I mean, was it distracting to hear the Zatsu music over the game music? I didn't realize because I have the talking music as a media source, so I don't hear it myself. So I don't realize it because I have like 4 different audio sources listed in my audio mixer, and I didn't see the one for chatting going off. Why do I have that in the source, actually? That is actually a better question. Oh, well, if it didn't sound distracting, then thank you. As long as it wasn't, like, bad. Alright, stomp through the city to reach Reptar's goal, City Hall. Ah, yes. We do love destroying the world. Chomp, breathe, fire. This is just actually a 3D version of,
Reporting live from
this is a 3D version of Rampage.
Reptar is ravaging the city.
Yeah. So it wasn't bad, at least. It wasn't loud either. Okay.
Of course
I'm glad it sounded intentional, because it wasn't.
Reptar.
Does it actually sound better with the music or without the music? That's a good question. Oh man, after every other minigame being the way it was, this is actually kind of cathartic. I am Reptar, hear me roar!
The THQ building has been reduced to rubble. Thank goodness everyone was at lunch.
Wait, that's kind of funny. Them talking about the THQ building. That's true, if the game has music on its own. Like when I play oh, that's why, because I was playing Teamfight Tactics recently, so I wanted the Zatsu music for that. That's why it was on the source. That explains everything. I understand why I did what I did. Elliot, why are you so smart? Actually, why am I so dumb? Why didn't I remember to turn it off? God damn.
If you see Reptar, all citizens are advised to run like crazy.
I like how uncertain the newscaster is. If you see Reptar, then run like crazy. If you see this giant, big, huge, hulking dinosaur, then get the heck out of there, you dumb bitch. Alright. Can I just... Do I gotta fire breath this? Oh, we just walk over it. Elliot, giving yourself a handshake. Well done, me. I'm so smart. I'm brilliant. I'm a
Hillstrom
genius.
Roth Insurance will have people standing by 24 hours to answer any claims, unless you want money.
God, the kind of like things that this newscaster is saying right now
You
is
prepared
like
for giant fire-breathing dinosaur attack? We'll show you how, tonight at 10.
these things are not things that I paid attention to as a kid. I didn't know what insurance was when I was 6 years old. But now, you know what? Yeah, ask us anything except for money. I feel that. Insurance companies don't actually want to help you out. I feel like this should have like big grandiose like credits music though. I do like that I get to just run at things. It doesn't feel like me running at things is doing anything though. Like, it could do with a little bit more clarity of the actions that you have to do here. How the fuck do I get to City Hall? Is it here? Can I eat this? Can I eat this?
There's a crash on the freeway involving 200 cars and a giant reptilian monster. You'll want to steer clear of that one.
God, imagine, like... Wait, there's something really satisfying about the jumping here. Where do I go? All I want to do is go to City Hall! Is it here? Is it here? We haven't got here yet. Things are getting destroyed. Screen goes brr. This screen shake is actually really satisfying. Local dinosaur gets lost trying to contact his local government. Excuse me, all I want to do is talk to John Obama. Please, let me talk to Mr. Obama. I need to find his house right now. Hello, Mr. Obama, I just want to talk. Or as the kids are saying now, Joe Byram. I think that's like the popular like TikTok meme. Holy shit, Reptar in a top hat. Wait, this is cracked. This actually looks like a League of Legends champion. Like fucking giant dinosaur top hat is either a new League of Legends champion or oh god, it's Reyna. Green top hat destroys a lot of things. Screeches. It's Reyna. Gentleman Choga. Reyna, you call yourself a hyena. Yeah, this does have very big Gentleman Cho'Gath vibes. Just walking around giant hulking monster. I can't get over, like, they choreographed this whole thing, right? They, like, this scene is just going on. That sure was a game. That sure was a approximately 90-minute long game. They still charged like $40 for that back in like 1998. Alright. So, with that being said, let's go over and do some readings. I think that's a well-paced thing. Wow, Comic Sans. God, that literally is Comic Sans. We give it a pass because it's, we'll give it a pass because it's what you call it. It came out in 1998. They didn't have a lot of font choices. Thank you everyone for the Pachis. That's you know, the speedrun, they say that that your speedrun has to be faster than 35 minutes for them to need a video verification. I just need to figure out how to beat the game 3 times as fast in order for them to require video verification. Then I too can be on the speedrun.com leaderboards for Rugrats to search for Reptar. This theme song is also nostalgic to me. I never actually really liked Rugrats though. I was more fond of some of the other shows that had came out at the time. I unironically, and don't any of you give me shit for this, I thought Rocket Power was funny. I think just seeing the unapologetically Californian people of what's it called, Ocean Shores, was just a very entertaining landscape. And also, the theme song for Rocket Power went way too hard. Give me a second here. I need everyone to hear this. Because I'm sure you all are familiar with this, but, yeah, EPSXE, I know you're having trouble. I know you can't exist right now. Holy shit. Oh. God. I did not like that one. Saying the music is nostalgic, but I didn't like it. That's how I feel, right? I'm saying if everyone recognizes Rugrats, they've got to recognize Rocket Power. Like, this theme song, like, I don't even need the... Actually, no, we need the visuals. Let me see if I have the source here. Without giving myself a sort of yabai. Properties. God. This is just... Now this is like unapologetically 90s. Like they knew what they were about and they were proud. Let me see. There we go. Let's just put this here. Like, one of the things I don't get about the theme songs, though, is that the instrumentation for the theme song does not sound like something that came out of the 90s. But, like, everything else about, like, the general attitude and feel for it is just like, holy shit, take me back. Take me back to then. Take me back to better days. Let me just pop this down here. Like, oh, this was a second season theme song. Like, god damn, this made me want to skateboard so badly. The fucking lights. God. I need to find the original one. Holy moly! Like the off-colored scenes where it's like from the pilot one. Like, I so badly wanted to learn how to like be a skater. This and Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like, made me want to like skate. Oh god, how do they get away with that? Like, I feel like that would like cause like headaches for some people. Wait, where's the original? Race Across New Zealand. Why the fuck can I only find the second one? Where's the original one? Oh god, Rocket Power Beach Bandits! That was the other game I was talking about! That was the fucking PS2 game that sucked ass! I want to play that on stream at some point. Rocket Power Beach Bandits was such a bad video game. There's a full version of this intro? That's just stressful. Is this... No, no. Why does it... How is the original one not on YouTube? Wait. Woogity, 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 woogity. Anyway. Let's get to the fortunes. Is this the scene? No. That's the scene. There we go. Alright. So this fortune was from a while ago. Let me get my cards real quick. Let me invis all of these, and I need to get my handy dandy tarot deck. We'll start with Yusha first, since that's the long one. Alright. I left it under my bed somewhere. Where is it? Here it is. Get. There we are. Alright. As my stream setup gets bigger and bigger, and I get more tools, like the new stream deck that I have, and the new capture card, I become more at a loss for space for these readings. I hope moving my cord doesn't fuck with the microphone. There we go. Alright, so Yusha's reading is pretty straightforward. Yusha asked for a... Also, let me turn myself here. Yusha asked for a romance reading. One of the more common kinds of readings you get from a fortune reader. But these are always... Romance readings are always ones that I feel like the most wary of, like, what do I exactly say for a fortune reading like this? Also, let me also put on my music. Time to get a table. I should really just get, like, a separate, like, fold-out table. Because, it's like, it's so cramped in the corner that I have. I might take a picture of, like, what a 10-card spread looks like at my computer, because it's something. It's, like, a little cramped. BGM kind of loud. Ah, sorry. I just imported it without changing it. Thank you. Thank you. It didn't look like it was going too high on the mixer, but I guess it just happens that way. I also don't think my voice is going into the yellow, but that's also fine. You just up the gain. There we go. There we go. I know how to audio mix. I'm an audio tech or something. Alright. Man, sometimes I forget, like, that I'm supposed to do a reading and I just shuffle for, like, 5 minutes. Let me just do one more crackle. Like that. And shuffle it 2 more. Alright. So what does romance hold? What lies ahead of Yusha's love life in the year of our Lord and Savior 2022? I keep on punching my mic arm. God damn it. So the Long Fortune reading is a 10-card spread. We call it the Celtic Cross spread. And it talks about a lot of different situations. It talks about your past and your present and sort of how you feel internally and how people perceive you is sort of the setup of the Celtic Cross. And so Yusha is talking about love. We're going to read these first two cards together. Alright. So the question that we have in mind here. The first card that we have is the... I can read Roman numerals. God, it reminds me of when Wisteria told me that one of her coworkers says they really love playing Final Fantasy 15. And he was like, yeah, the MMO, Final Fantasy 15. And she doesn't even play Final Fantasy, and she was like, you mean 14? Sometimes adults just don't know how to read. So, actually, let me get this lined up with the influencer, because that's going to be important as well. It's not the Eight of Swords. I need to actually change the source there. It is... There we go. So what we have right now is... The question is the Seven of Pentacles crossed by by Temperance. So the Eight of Pentacles is sort of a card that represents a moment of like waiting for something, you know, that you've been toiling at your work and that you're expecting that something will come to you, right? It's the idea that you've been working hard and you think that your work should bear fruit like soon, that you feel like that there should be something ahead of you that you feel like you've been working towards and that is something you feel like will be earned because you've been like doing a lot of work towards this. And this is being crossed by Temperance, which is in reverse. So Temperance is a card that represents things in moderation, you know? That the idea that you do all things in moderation, you balance everything out. But that in reverse sort of shows that, like, this sort of impatience, this sort of, like, restlessness, this listlessness that, like, that you feel like something should be coming to you at this point, that any second now something's coming. It sort of tells me that because you feel like there's something that you're waiting for, there's this sort of idea that things that you've been doing are a little out of balance because you've been waiting or expecting for something to happen. So maybe things in your life aren't as like balanced out or as like laid out as you wanted them to be. So that's where the sort of the initial question sort of lies right now. That's sort of what everything is surrounding. And now we think about what is at our feet. The concept of what lies below us. What lies below Yusha right now is the Hanged Man in reverse. So the Hanged Man in reverse is a card that the Hangman is a card that represents self-sacrifice, while a Hangman in reverse could mean things like feeling that what you're doing for others isn't being noticed or isn't being repaid, or that you're doing things essentially more focusing on yourself than others. Those are two possible ways we can interpret it, and I think seeing more of the big picture will help us figure out which one of that may lie towards. So here we have the Hangman, a card representative of self-sacrifice, being at your feet. Thank you for the sip. But what this means is sort of that as a basis of what you've been doing, the things that you've been doing may have been things that have been wearing away at you, but they're things that you're doing because you feel like there would be some kind of payoff for them, which very much ties in with the idea of the Seven of Pentacles as well. If we look at the fifth card, or the fourth card, card number 4, the Past, gives us the Two of Cups, but welcome, Alejandro. Thank you for stopping by. We just finished the game and we're doing some tarot readings. We got a couple redeemed this stream. We have the Two of Cups. So what the Two of Cups is indicative of is the idea of unity, right? Unity with another person, typically, which is represented by the fact that there are two people there. Not very much a card representing like two separate, like a group of people, but rather that you feel like a sense of unity, a sense of camaraderie, a sense of unity with someone in particular. That maybe that there's someone that you had met in a recent time that you feel that you felt some kind of like connection to, some sort of like unity with, some kind of camaraderie. It doesn't necessarily mean anything in any sort of way, but like someone recently you were able to connect to in the past, and maybe you were like working together with them on some kind of project or just supporting them as they've been doing their own thing. And maybe that might be reflecting, have led into where we get to our present day terms. What crowns us, what is above us right now is... Okay. What is above us is... What is above... So below, now that we have the above and below, what we see here is that the Hangman is at your feet, while the Three of Cups is at your head. So the idea that this gives me is the idea of like doing a lot, putting yourself out, and making things harder for yourself essentially, but because you see above you that there's just that sense of like being with others, right? The Three of Cups and the Two of Cups are very similar in their ideas. The Two of Cups sort of represents that sort of meeting with someone, that sort of partnership, while the Three of Cups represents more of a celebration. So the way I see it is that at your feet, there's just been a lot of like work that you've been putting in, a lot of things that you've been working on, and you feel that it'll come to some kind of fruition, to some kind of celebration, or that in recent days you feel that the work that you've been doing has been things that have been cause for celebration, or that things that you've seen other people to do also be cause for celebration. And what we're left with for card 6. That's not this card. Let me just get to the right card. Sometimes I hit uninvisible before actually changing the card. I wish there was like a program that more easily did this, instead of me having to just go through my folder for each image. But the 6th card that we have here, and that's the end of the cross, we see the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords sort of represents that sort of idea that a challenge has been declared and a victor has been found, you know? You see the guy in the front looking smugly to the people in the back. He's holding 3 swords and there's 2 swords on the ground. It's a sort of card that represents a conflict happens and there is a clear winner, like sort of feeling good about his victory, feeling superior essentially. So what I'm getting from the cards that sort of outline the situation here is that there's a lot of hard work that you've been putting in to yourself. Maybe you've been working on yourself, or maybe you've been working on your relationships with others. And that with the people that you've met, you feel like that there's been this sort of like unity, that there's been sort of like, you feel at ease, you feel happy with people, but not at the sake of yourself, right? That you've been pushing yourself a lot in order to sort of maybe be with others or maybe to fit in with others. That's what I sort of see outlined here. But that it leads into this sort of victory in the end. But a victory that we can see at the possibly the expense of others. Who knows? But it's some kind of victory that we have here outlined. The next card that we read is the internal factors. The way that you feel about the situation. And that is... This is actually our first court card. It is the... Why can I not remember the alphabet? It is the Page of Swords. In right side up. So we do horizontal. Flip, rotate 180. There we go. It's the Page of Swords. So internally, the Page of Swords represents this sort of idea that there's a message of challenge, right? So what I see this being represented as is sort of, you feel that there is some kind of idea of what you want. And the Page of Swords being the internal thought is that idea that you're ready to get what you want, even if it means that you have to be more assertive about it. If you want that, you have to like challenge others for it. That feels like you're more willing to put your foot down, essentially, in order to sort of get to this objective here. The next card, which is how you feel people view you, the external, or how other people essentially view you in the situation. We have properties. This is the number. It's upside down, so it's this. We have the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is a card that symbolizes retreat, but we have this reversed. So this sort of idea is that people see you, and what they imagine, what they envision as they see you, the way you come off to others, is that you're not backing down, right? That you're gonna do what you want to do, that you're not gonna run away, you don't feel like you have to retreat or back out from anything, that you're just confidently going ahead. That is how people see you, which ties in with the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords representing the idea that you're ready to take on challenges, that's how you feel, and people see you as someone who is not going to back down from a challenge. The outcome card, or the hopes and fear cards, is the Knight of Swords. Huh. Very pointy reading. Properties, let me take this here. So we have, this is the Knight of Swords. And we have this. A lot of times we usually get more imbalance towards reverse when I've been doing readings, but it's interesting to see that a lot of these cards have ended up being right side up. We only have 2 reverse cards, or 3 reverse cards out of 9 so far. But the Knight of Swords, again, if the Page of Swords is a messenger for a fight about to happen, the Knight of Swords sort of represents the fight is happening. You could see the Page of Swords is kind of just standing in place at the ready, but the Knight of Swords is charging into battle. So what the hopes and fears is that I feel like this could represent that there's an expectation that there will be conflict in the future, that there will be some sort of interactions with others. And I think the hopes and fears here represented is that you're aware that this is going to happen, but you're hoping it doesn't turn south for you, or that it doesn't turn south for people that you don't want it to turn south for, essentially. Because, you know, this is a romance reading, and it's always such a tricky thing to talk about when we talk about romance, because only so many people can be winners in that, can't they, right? But what we have with our final outcome, interesting one, to say the least. I don't know how to take this. It's not the King of Wands, but rather, and I want to refer to my book as well for this one specifically, because it's always tricky for something like a court card to end up being the final outcome. Because these can represent people, but they could also represent ideas, so it's a little bit more open to interpretation than some of the other kinds of cards are. But let me just see what they say about the King of Pentacles. Because the King of Pentacles as a symbol typically means wealth. It represents having that materialistic possession. But I also want to see how it reads in the way of, you know, as a person, right? How it can read as a symbol of someone. And what we have here, this is the Pentacles here. I just want to get my reading here, because it's talking about financial success stories. Talk about being quiet yet effective, and that every move is thought out and meaningful. Slow and steady wins the race. That's one thing I guess we can track onto, talking about wealth, leader, ambitious. I guess the way I would sort of read this, right? A lot of the story of this reading. And Yuki. Oh, welcome, Yuki. Welcome. We are currently going through some tarot readings right now. Thank you. I hope your stream went well. I hope Super Metroid was fun. I know that's what you were doing, right? I believe. Let me shout out Yuki. But as I say this, so the story of this reading seems to outline a challenge, that there's this feeling of unity here, that there's people that you've been working with, but that there is a goal that you have in mind, that something you want happening, and the outcome shows that sort of being represented with the king represents the idea of taking charge, right? That I think that if there's something that you're looking for, that this reading is telling you to be active, get what you want, but also just to be aware that this is a challenge, that it's not going to be something that kind of just life will pass you by and it will happen, but rather all these swords and like the page and the knight, they're all cards representative of taking action, that this isn't a sort of passive kind of event. You have to make sure that you are taking the steps, you are taking the initiative to make the moves that you want to see in your life. So that is the reading that I have for you, Yusha. I think the next reading that we have, it's going to be a medium one, so it's going to be a 6-card reading. So yes, after I got waterboarded. And if you have any questions, Yusha, feel free to let me know. Naruhodo. Romance readings are always tricky. I remember I remember doing romance readings for like fellow classmates in high school, and doing a reading for someone who ended up in a relationship, and watching that relationship, like how they interacted through to the end of the school year, and like the nasty breakup that happened at the end was just like, sheesh. This is not full on love advice. It is just one path that we can take, and thank you for reminding me to take a sip, Nyx. All right. So Maro, if you're there, you asked about career, the future of your career, or I guess possible career paths. So let's see what the cards say about Maro's careers, or career, I should say. I assume that you're probably doing something in art, though I can't be certain. I know that you do a lot of art, but I don't know if that's what you got your, if that's what you're going for your degree in. The more you look into the future, the less possible it is to happen, right? I think the more, the thing about, like, the ironic thing about, like, reading for the future is that I feel like when you are aware of things that can happen, and you try to force those things to happen, it's very easy to end up going in the wrong way, because you're trying to make things that you think are supposed to happen, instead of letting it happen naturally. That's part of what I feel about these readings, is that it lets you know what's up ahead, but trying to force things to happen on your own hand may cause things to backfire in a way that you don't want it to. Fate is a strange thing like that. The future is weird like that. Let me just shuffle this deck. Art career. Where will you find happiness? Also a good question. So we have this one, and then we have Nyx, and then we have Akiko. So let me just shuffle this a little bit more, and we'll get Maro's fortune on her art career. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. I feel like I should probably change this, because we're probably going to be here for at least another hour. So let me... Reading fortunes. And then we're going to change this to just chatting. Yes, I changed a lot of my emotes to a follower emotes instead of... what is it? I changed them to follower emotes instead of sub emotes because, you know, I feel like it's better just to have more people able to use them. That does mean I have emote slots filled out or opened up again, so I do need to get more emotes. So. Alright. Well, that's a start. The way I like doing these, actually, the way I like doing, the 6-card readings is that I like to go talk about them past, present, future first. And then once we talk about past, present, future, I like to talk about sort of the influencer card. So you'll see how I do this. Oh, wait. How do I select the right thing? There we go. Okay. Wonder if Elliot asked his cards to have his own advices for his... I actually didn't. Elliot, listen, you want... Of course, Nyx. I will actually ask you... I'll ask you after the stream about emotes. Because I do want emotes from you, because I do like the emotes that you draw. So we start here. We start this fortune reading with... Let me do this properties. Or transform, I should say. So we start... You think you've seen that placement before? Right. So this is the past card, right? The first card in the 6-card reading that we do, this is a past, present, future reading, followed by influences on the past, present, and future. So the reverse 3 of swords is a card that represents healing, right? Obviously, everyone knows a 3 of hearts in upright. The swords through the heart, it's heartbreak. It feels bad. But probably the most common interpretation of the 3 of swords in reverse is that it represents healing. That the heart being upside down allows the swords to fall out, and a process of healing can happen. My interpretation of this, when we're talking about careers, is that there hasn't been a lot of like luck in finding a new career or finding what it is that you want to do with your art. And it's just, there may have been a lot of disappointments or a lot of things that went wrong as you've been trying to figure out what it is, how you want to take your art, what it is that you want to do with your art. So this is followed up by the present card. Holy God. The present card, which is, if there's ever anything more on the nose with reading a fortune about careers, I guess that's it, huh? We have the Wheel of Fortune, right side up. And the Wheel of Fortune, obviously, is a card that talks about fate being a heavy external factor in what it is that you're doing, right? The Wheel of Fortune just talks about how a lot of what is coming up is that sometimes you just have to leave fate to fate, right? Sometimes you just gotta throw a pot shot and just see how the wind guides it. So the idea that I'm getting here is just, in regards to a career, just try a bunch of different things out, right? And I guess when it comes to careers, just shoot your shot with a bunch of different places and just see what sticks. See who calls up. It adds suspense, right? And this is followed up with the future card of... Here we go. Put this here. At least this was easy to click and drag. This is properties. And we have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Four of Pentacles. So this is the future card. And this, as a card representing the future, is more indicative that what it is as you go forward is that you'll be sort of holding on to what it is that you have, right? Maybe it's just sort of, if you do find a career that you're going to be holding on and focusing on that work directly so that you don't lose it. It might be that if you need to save up money for something, that you'll be a little bit more stingy with your money. But I feel, in the sense of a career, that it's sort of that idea that the moment that you do get, that you find something, that you're going to hold on to that it'll be a point in time where you just focus on your work to a point where you're trying to hold it to you, right? When you get a new job, when you get a new career, you want to make sure that it's stable, that you can stay there, and that you won't just get booted. And I sort of see this as the idea that where it is that you get placed is going to be somewhere that you're going to want to make a strong impression, and that may require you to put in a lot more work than you may normally be used to putting in. And now we have the influences here. So the influence on the past, what we have is, this is, where is my alphabet? The past influence is, this one is always an awkward card, I feel, but we have Justice. Justice crossing over the Three of Swords. So again, the Three of Swords is more representative of the idea that you're in a period of healing. And that's sort of influenced by the fact that justice is as justice is, right? That there's right and wrong, and you know that the things that happen should be things that happen. That, you know, there's always going to be like a balance in life, right? Balance not exactly like how temperance represents a sort of balance in all the things that you do, but rather justice means that good things and bad things come equally to you. And maybe that's an understanding that after some hardships, after some pains, that you're coming to terms with the fact that you just have to move on, right? You have to move forward and keep trying. You just have to keep your head up, and even if things didn't work out then, we just go forward, throw shit out there and see what sticks, essentially, leading us to the present, where the Wheel of Fortune is being interpreted by, or is being crossed by the, actually I could just do this, it's being crossed by the Page of Swords. So the Wheel of Fortune being crossed by the Page of Swords. We saw this in Yusha's reading just earlier, but again, the Page of Swords represents a message of challenge, right? And again, this is very similar to that idea. I think this is something that really follows and mixes in with what I was saying, that at this present time, things are going to be left up to fate. You can do what you can do, but ultimately, the things that will happen are not particularly in your control. It's up to fate, as we call it, but really it's up to the people that'll see what it is that you're providing. And the Page of Swords, that representation of a message of challenge, is you challenging all the people that you're looking towards. the idea that you're sending everything, you're sending your all out to all these people, these prospective jobs, and you're telling them, this is me, this is what I can do. And now we have the final card. Huh. It's interesting how a lot of these influencers actually line up with what we were talking about before the influence cards even popped up. But this is another card that we saw pop up in Yusha's reading. It is the Seven of Pentacles. Upside, right side up, just like last time. And this card here, right? If we're saying how the Four of Pentacles represents sort of holding on to what you have, holding on dearly to that kind of stuff, then the Seven of Pentacles crossing it is sort of that idea that you're going to be working hard to keep that job or to stay where you are. You're going to hold on to what it is that you have. But it's because you're toiling, you're working, you're doing the things that you know you've been crafting. You're looking down at what it is that you have, that you've been working hard so that you can in fact clutch onto what it is that you have. That you have to do this work here outlined on the get this out of here. You have to do the work outlined on this card here in order to hold on to the stuff that you have in this card. So that's what I'm getting at here. That's what I'm seeing, is that you're just gonna have to, it's just a message to keep searching, right? To keep looking, keep on trying to apply, find places that mesh with you, that sound like places that you'd want to work for. But I guess it's a warning that you might not want to burn yourself out when you finally do get to where you are. That it's possible that you might hold on, that you're going to cling on to what it is that you find. But it's going to, that holding on to what you have is going to be from a result of you putting in all that work, expecting some kind of like result from that. And what I get from these crossing is that, will there be a result from working hard at your job? Who knows? I mean, personal experience. I know it's not like art as well, but like, you can work as hard as you want sometimes, and you know, sometimes your only reward is that you're still working there. Sometimes the reward is keeping your job. So that is the interpretation that I have for this fortune. You have any questions, feel free to ask. If there's anything that seems unclear, let me know. But before I do the next one, I do need to take an idle break after getting waterboarded by Arya, so if you have any questions, if anyone else wants to redeem fortune readings, feel free to do so, but I will be right back. Blah. I'm back. Alright, so Nyx was asking, the next reading, state of person of yourself. So I guess you wanted to follow up on your last one, right? So how you are as a person, right? And I assume that you're asking this from the perspective of Nyx. How Nyx's sort of future is going to be. I remember we had a bit of a heavy reading the last time. So let's see how the past, present, and future look for you now. Let's see. I should probably also shuffle back in the cards that I read. That would be a good idea. Good job, Elliot. You're so smart. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this whole fortune reading thing. But yeah, it's not something that I feel like I've done a lot of this year, but it's something that I remember like when I started like VTubing, I had this idea that like I want to do like a lot of Fire Emblem and a lot of like fortune reading, and I did a lot of Fire Emblem, but I feel like the tarot reading didn't take as much of a spotlight as I planned for it to be. I feel like I wanted to like know that people wanted them. I remember like the first time that I put out like a marshmallow for like people wanting tarot readings, I got like no one responding to it, so I was like, huh, I don't know how I feel about this. So I never like really planned a lot of tarot based events following that. I had done a couple of streams like that, but not too many. Not as entertaining, but as you know, but yeah, that's what I see. So how you'll be as Nyx. Let's see. Another past, present, future. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's see what the cards say. How accurate they read the past and how they'll read into the future. So the first card that we have here, the past of Nyx, is properties is the Six of Wands. So what we have here, the card representing the past is a card that sort of represents a sort of celebration, right? It represents that there was a victory that was had, it represents that there are people cheering. It's something that was, there's something recently in the past that happened that was something to be happy for, that a lot of people were able to celebrate with you. Something that a lot of people were glad for you for. So that, it represents the past. It's a very positive card, it's a very happy card. It's a card symbolizing good times that had passed through. You bet next stream with the tarot readings will blow up. Who knows? What we have here in the present... no, Yuki, yours is next. This one is for Nyx right now. Yours will be the next one. So the properties... Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, I was also gone for a moment. It's alright, it's alright. So the Two of Wands is the present. And what the present card here indicates is sort of this period of waiting. It sort of represents that there's something that you expect is coming, and it's sort of just, you're waiting. It's not necessarily a bad card or a good card, but it shows that from the past we had this sort of celebration, and now it's just in this period of you're waiting for the next thing to happen, you know? And it makes sense. Sometimes we have these victories, and in between the victories we have these moments of respite. There's not like someone's waiting in a sense like they're like expecting something to happen, like something they think something should happen. It's that they know that there's going to be something coming up, and they're just waiting for it to arrive. And the future card we have is this one we actually also just recently saw, is the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is a card that represents motion. It's a card that represents retreat, but not necessarily in a bad way, but essentially moving yourself to a better situation, finding a sort of escape. So maybe what it is, right? We have the past, is that there was this moment of celebration. The present being that after the celebration, there's something we had to wait for. And in this future, that maybe after what you were waiting for had come, once the moment that you were waiting for had arrived, you realize now that there's something else that you have to move toward. Something else, like a new goal, a new journey, a new destination. But something that maybe the plans that you make are ones that aren't going to be as explicit, right? Because there are cards that like very boisterously, very loudly exclaim that there's a new beginning. But here, this could be talking about sort of like making plans, making ideas with others, but in a way that's a little bit less clear, a little less apparent to other people. That maybe there's a surprise that you're working on, there's things that you want to work on behind the scenes that you want to change up as a person. like maybe focusing less on how you are in the spotlight publicly and maybe focusing more on your relations with others behind the scenes, that kind of stuff. And the influencers here, the court cards, my greatest enemies when it comes to interpretation. But here we have the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles, if I can just find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I know my alphabet. Where is it? Here it is. The Page of Pentacles. So again, pages are always representative as messengers. They typically represent like news coming to you. Here, the Page of Pentacles is more of a monetary, like materialistic representation. And having in reverse, I need to refer to this a little bit. I need a little bit of a support here. Let me just read this. Yes, this makes sense. Because I know how you are. The Page of Pentacles in reverse is more of a card representing sort of working as a student, working on projects, working as a learner as opposed to working as a professional. And I think the Page of Pentacles here in reverse sort of represents that there were a lot of hardships that when it came to studying and working hard. And I think that moment of celebration represented by the Six of Wands sort of represents sort of like things coming to an end or things coming to a break, I guess. Maybe there were some projects that you were working on. Maybe there were some things that you were working on that were like really stressful and hard. But once you pulled through with them, once you managed to make it out, once you finished those projects essentially, it was a cause for celebration. But what resulted in you getting to that celebration was not something that could be so easy to get through. What we have here, what is influencing the waiting period of the present, we have a card everyone I think is familiar with. We have the Tower. So the Tower influencing this Two of Wands, the Tower influencing this whole idea of waiting and expecting something to happen. It could be that there's an event that you know is coming up, something that you know is coming up, that is going to be like a tough pill to swallow, a kind of like hard thing to go through, but you know it's something that you have to deal with. And once you deal with it, that resolution leads into this future here, this sort of forward motion, this motion of getting away to something new. And this is reflected by, let's see, this is let me see. We have, last card that we have is in reverse. It is the Lovers in reverse. So the Lovers in reverse crossing through this card, talking about finding a new place, going forward, working on these projects more discreetly. The Lovers in reverse is a representation of these relationships that you have with other people. And maybe it possibly means that in going through what you want to do, in choosing this path that you choose, in choosing this direction that you're taking, it's things that will require you to be a little bit more distanced from those relationships from certain people for who knows how long. Maybe a little bit, maybe it's because you want to surprise them, maybe it's these things that you want to work on in secret. It might indicate that, similarly to a past reading, that you want to work on these things, you want to work on these surprises in the sense that you want to do this work so that you can show it to everyone as a finished product, right? That instead of working together with other people, it might be a representation more of wanting to go independent, wanting to be a little bit more independent and less collaborative. Or maybe it might be represent a fear of connecting, something like that. It just represents that more you want to focus on yourself as you work on these projects. Maybe it's because you want to show everyone what it is that you can do. That's possibly what I can see it as. So it seems like there was cause for celebration in recent times, but there's still more that you want to do. You have goals that you want to reach out towards as Nyx, and you want to develop yourself as Nyx, but You want to develop yourself in a way that lets you really shine as you are. That's how I see it. And now, unless anyone else requests another one, we have one more fortune reading to go through. And this is going to be for Yuki. Yuki, who is asking, where will he find happiness? I don't see it as selfish, no. I see it more as a sort of like, I don't necessarily think it's like a struggle necessarily, but rather a sort of the sort of idea of like proving yourself is sort of how I interpret those last cards. That you want to really show who you are, and you don't want to really show that until it's ready to be shown. That's sort of that whole like idea of escaping, but I don't see it as an escape as much as I see it as being discreet. All right. So let me shuffle this deck, and then we'll get to the last reading. Stop. I am very glad that my internet has not cut out at all. Seeing that drop frame 0% makes me very happy. I was so scared this morning that I wouldn't be able to stream at all. And I was like worried that I wouldn't be able to do any streams or anything. But I'm really glad that just resetting the router fixed everything. I was like worried. Alright. Let me shuffle this a little bit more and not flip cards over as I shuffle. That's a no-no. That's bad. We can't do that. Alright. The router just needed a bit... Yeah, it just needed to throw a little bit of a tantrum just to break itself in. Alright. Let me just do one more bridge here. And a little bit of a shuffle. And then, Yuki, if you're still there, you can hear your reading in real time. And if you're not there, then you can just check the VOD. Either way is fine. Ah, there he is. Alright. Past, present, future, and its influences. So this is a question on happiness. So we're talking about Yuki being happy, essentially, and we're seeing sort of the past, present, and future of that. So the past card we have, wow, that's just coming straight out of the gates, isn't it? Is it in bad taste to laugh at a card as I see it before I even flip it over? I don't know. I don't know what the etiquette is as a reader, if I'm going to be honest. I didn't read any documents on that. But the first card that we see here is the Five of Wands. So what this represents in the past is that there has been a very big conflict, a very big strife. You can see it's 5 people going at it, battling each other with these wands. So what it tells me in this reading, under the idea that you're trying to understand about finding happiness, is that there's a lot of conflict that you've had with people. There's a lot of disagreements, maybe. There's a lot of fighting that's been around you. And maybe those kinds of vibes have been hampering you. Maybe that in trying to find happiness, in trying to make people happy, that it turned out and backfired. You know, sometimes you have these plans and you want them to work out, but then they end up not going the way you want them to. So people end up fighting, people end up confused, angry. So that's what I'm getting from the past. The present, I don't have a zoom button on this one, but goddamn if I didn't plan on using that zoom button right now. The present, what we have here, is the Tower. And as we know, the Tower is a very negative message. The Tower, like, a lot of cards you can usually spin to be a more positive message, but with the Tower, the way I see this mostly is that idea that, you know, people are under the Tower, things happened. It's the idea of hubris, the idea that catastrophe has happened. It's a symbol of a possible new start, but a new start that came from a catastrophe, right? It means that there may have been something regarding your happiness, right? Regarding your happiness, there may have been something that really impacted you in a way that might have made it harder to be happy, I guess. In a way that maybe some things have come up that have like just stressed you out. Things have happened to you that really have just affected your overall mood. And we see the future card. And the question again is, where will I find happiness? So that's what we have to think about when we think about the last card going into this reading. The future card. We have, if I could just find it, we have the Lovers in reverse. So if we're talking about the idea of finding happiness, where will you find happiness? And we get the future card being the Lovers in reverse. What this tells me is that maybe your happiness is something that you have to focus on yourself for first. That it's not the relationship with others that you should be worrying about, but think about yourself and think about the things that make you happy. Think about what you can do on your own to work on that happiness, right? It seems that there's been like a lot of conflict. I don't know what has happened in your past or what recent events have happened that could indicate the tower, but through those events, I think you might need to reflect on yourself and the things that have been surrounding you. Focus just not on the relationship surrounding you, but rather, I think this is more of a solitary focus, thinking about the things that you want to do. But if we look at the influences here, if we cover the influence, we get what influences the conflict. The things that affected what happened with this conflict was the Knight of Swords. The declaration of a challenge, that there was some kind of a challenge happening. I don't know what kind of a challenge it was, but that someone made a move. Maybe you made a move or someone else took the initiative that resulted in some kind of conflict, right? I don't know what your past life is or anything. I don't know anything about the things that are surrounding you. But the idea that this gives me is that there might have been someone that you might have known that really might have just fanned the flames of some kind of conflict, you know? Maybe something happened in your life that really, like, someone just set something off and it just caused a lot of people to be tense, you know? It doesn't even have to be like an angry fight, but like a situation that puts everyone on edge, you know? And it revealed, like, this card here, the Knight of Swords influencing the Five of Wands, tells me that that sort of tenseness was brought up because of some kind of a statement made by someone. The influence on the tower is the properties. Let's change this. We have the... Where is it? Where are you? I know my alphabet. It is... I can't even type this in because I have to type... Wait. There we go. RW. There we go. The King of Swords in reverse. So again, the court cards can be both used to represent ideas and also people. The King of Swords representing a more, like, stern adult male figure in your life. It could be something like that. Someone who's more serious and challenging to you in your situation. That maybe that kind of a person that you know in your life, someone representative of that, could be what caused this whole fallout, you know? Seeing a huge conflict followed by the tower is an understandable jump, depending on, like, the group of people that were involved. The King of the Swords also represents solving issues. It represents not just solving issues, but also being focused, knowing what it is that you want to do, being analytical, a person who is just very much having control of that situation. But these are all the words that we think about when we think about the King of Swords right side up. So in reverse, it means that kind of person, that person who is like a leader, focused, stern, analytical, it's telling me that whoever it was, it could be you, it could be someone involved in the situation, but the sort of fallout that happened, the sort of events surrounding the tower, happened potentially because someone who is normally level-headed and cool and usually more able to direct things, that something happened to cause them to sort of lose their cool, sort of just lose their way from being that sort of guiding figure. So what I'm getting here is that the conflict seems to be based on being challenged by someone, that someone causes conflict, and someone also, a different figure, caused this conflict to sort of spiral out the way it was. But to find happiness in the end, we have the Reverse Lover, a focus on yourself, crossed by the reverse. If I could find this. Hierophant. The Hierophant in reverse. And the Hierophant in reverse is a figure representing the idea of maintaining the status quo, keeping things the way they are, doing things as you should be doing them, because that's the way you do them. But that whole message especially changes when it's reversed. So what I'm interpreting here is that the path to happiness here is that there have been things that happen in your life. I don't know what they are. You can interpret the events of your life in regards to the cards based on what I said the cards mean, but you know yourself best. The future is the only thing that neither of us know, but it's saying that the Lovers in reverse is a card that wants you to focus and reflect on yourself. And the Hierophant in reverse is saying that it's influenced by a want to change, that you don't want to be a part of that status quo anymore, that you don't want to keep things the same. What change you have to make is a decision that is ultimately up to you. But I think in order to find happiness, or according to the cards I should say, this isn't a set in stone thing, but the cards tell me that you might have to do some self-reflection and think about the things that you want to change about yourself. Think about how you want to be different. Yuki, you are definitely not the first person to say that when I do a reading, but there's something validating about every time someone tells me that I do a reading for them and they think it's gonna be a fun little thing, and then they end up saying, why the fuck did you just read my soul like that? But I hope that meant something. I assume from your reaction that it did mean something. So that is your reading. And I hope you guys, everyone else watching, I hope you guys enjoyed sitting through the tarot readings. It's scary. I am but just one man. I am only guided by the cards that flip in front of me and how I feel about them, how I interpret them. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys both enjoyed the gameplay and also the tarot readings. I hope they were insightful. And now, let's go and find someone to raid on twitch.tv. Let's see who's online right now. Let's see who we can pay a visit to. Let's see. Let's go and pay a visit to. You know what? I don't think I'm ever online. Oh! Sova Blaoa, welcome. Thank you for following. Welcome to the classroom. I hope you've been having a good night, and I hope you've been enjoying the stream. Let's go and raid someone, a good friend of mine who I never actually really get to raid, because he always streams at times way later than I do. So let's raid Nanase Kind. He's an excellent singer. Don't call him a fish because he will ban you on site for 10 seconds. Thank you for I'm glad you thought so. We give him water. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But he's playing through Yakuza right now. But I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I hope you enjoyed the raid where we'll be raiding to next. As always, like I said, tomorrow I'll be doing a Ring Fit stream. I'll be getting swole, and you guys can torture me with whichever exercises you want to force me to do. But until next time, class is dismissed.